Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka. They're absolutely delicious and pair perfectly with a day at the ballpark. Find it in Kauffman Stadium all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles for 0 troubles. So it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game. Ask for it at your local bars and liquor store. You must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Fastball crushed, deep left center field. It's out of here. Bobby Witt Jr. demolishes his second home run of the game.
This is the Matt Quattrero Show, presented by Trailside RV Center. 40-plus years of selling and servicing Jayco RVs to the heartland. Visit trailsiderv.com.
Back at Kauffman Stadium for afternoon baseball with the Royals and the White Sox, and a chance to sweep a 4-game series today, but it's not been a walk in the park. I mean, the White Sox, with a major league record in losses last year, they're quite a ways below 500 right now, but this has been a tough series.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this frequently, that these are major league games every night, and with guys on the other side of the field that have a tremendous amount of pride in how they perform and what they're trying to achieve. And the same on our side. So, we've been in a situation where we've been the underdog, so to speak, and played well against teams that were far better than us in the standings at the time. So a lot of that stuff, you just have to throw that out the window, because these are one-on-one matchups with pitchers and hitters and on both sides of the field. These guys are major league players that get paid on the other side of the field too. You can't take anybody lightly.
I want to work backwards from last night's game and go to the 9th with Carlos Estevez in a 2-run game, 3 hits right out of the gate, a run scored. That was poised to be at least an inning where they could tie the game and maybe take the lead. But fun watching a veteran reliever who's been there, done that, hold it together and get through the inning.
Tremendous amount of composure. What we've seen so far from Carlos is when his back's against the wall, he's got another gear in there. Go back to the game in Cleveland where he struck out Santana and Ramirez when guys were on base. The Milwaukee game where they had tied it, but he had bases loaded, nobody out, and stepped up there. And last night you saw the velo tick up, the location of the fastball ticked up, a couple decent sliders too to get out of that inning. But yeah, I think Carlos has that composure, but he also has that fire when he really needs it.
Bobby hit the 2-run home run to break a scoreless tie. He's been tough on the league, but specifically on the White Sox the past couple of years. So it's easy in hindsight to go back and say, why would they give Bobby the chance to beat them? I didn't think that was a very hittable pitch, though, that he hit out of the ballpark.
Two-seamer in off the plate, yeah. He was probably looking sinker. The guy had a good sinker last night and was locating it pretty well. He had gotten some ground balls. He had gotten some soft contact. But, yeah, why would they pitch to him there? Vinny's swinging the bat well behind him. There's 2 outs. You're just thinking about getting out of the inning. He's gotten Bobby out a couple times previously. He pitched him tough. So, and again, I don't think he would think that pitch was a mistake necessarily. So Bobby just put a good swing on it, and sometimes you get beat.
So I don't want to make this about the White Sox specifically, but you're managing a team with some good young talent, and you want to build confidence with them. And maybe you look at your record and you're like, okay, we're not going to make it to the postseason this year, but we need to grow as a team. There have to be moments where you say, I'm going to let this kid pitch to Bobby Witt Jr. And because if he gets him out, what does that mean for his confidence in the future?
No question. And I think looking back to 2 years ago, we did some similar things where Cole Reagan's, the one that pops to my mind, Cole Reagan's went out for an inning in Wrigley, the 6th inning, where he was pretty fatigued and taxed, and he got through that inning. We end up winning that game, and I remember talking to Cole about it. Like, when we get good, those are the kinds of innings that you're going to need, and we're going to need from you to save the bullpen an inning that day, to win a big game when there's an opportunity, when the chips are down. And I think those kind of building blocks are huge for a young team.
Back to Bobby's home run, when we use the term hand-eye coordination, we're usually talking about fielding. But as a hitting coach, there's so many things you can teach, seeing the ball, timing, mechanics, strength, bat speed, whatever. But how about just the ability, no matter what it takes, to put the barrel of the bat on the ball?
Yeah, I think, the common term for that is adjustability, right? You can have your A swing, so to speak, where if that ball's right down the middle, like you were hitting off the tee, you time it up perfectly, you have a nice flush contact with it, but that's the very few swings you get during the year where that pitch is right where you're looking for it. You have to be able to make contact with the pitch Bobby did, or, you see pitches down and away that you shoot to right for a big hit. Everybody says, oh, great swing, great job. Well, is that a great swing, or is it just the ability to get the barrel on the ball, like you're saying? And I think all good hitters have that.
And we can't neglect what Michael Wacha did last night.
No, certainly not. I mean, you're going to get 7 shutout innings. I thought he had a better slider last night than he's had recently. He was very in an RV, and Steve, Brian, and Michael at Trailside RV Center went far above and beyond to make my family.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
If you're a kid or there's a kid in your life that loves baseball, here's a chance to win an interview with a Royals player in person, attend a Royals game, and have a once-in-a-lifetime on-field opportunity. It's the Capital Federal Junior Broadcasters Contest. Check out Royals.com/Junior Broadcaster and submit your video on why you should be the next Capital Federal Junior Broadcaster of the game. You may just get called up to the big leagues. Royals, of course, are on a great run right now, having won 14 of their last 16. One-run games, oftentimes a good gauge to tell you where you are in terms of being a good quality competitive team. The Royals last night improved to 7-2 in one-run games this season. That's tied for the second best record in the majors. Only Cleveland has a better record in one-run games. They are 8-2. Royals have won their last 4 decided by one run. Last year, the Royals were 23rd out of 30 teams in one-run games. When we come back, we talk pitching. Steve Stone joins Denny and me on the Royals Baseball Network.
Ranching is risky business. My father survived the Dust Bowl, and I know that supplemental income, such as oil, was hugely helpful. That oil is now gone, but today we have 50 wind turbines, and with them, a new lease on life for this ranch. Change is scary, but everything that we have as a cherished tradition was once brand new. So that's how I look at it. I've been a cattle rancher for my entire life, and now I'm a wind farmer too.
Sponsored by the American Clean Power Association.
New Harley-Davidson Street Glides under $265 a month at Rawhide Harley. Right out for under $265 a month on a new Street Glide at Rawhide Harley. Rawhide Harley has over 200 bikes in stock. Get on a new Harley-Davidson Street Glide today for under $265 a month at Rawhide Harley. Finance specialists on site to help get you approved. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, we can help. Visit RawhideHarley.com.
Payments based on Street Glide model and base color with 30% down, 96-month term, 6.99% APR with approved credit. Doesn't include freight, setup, tax, title, and license fees. See dealer for details.
Hi, Royals fans. This is JJ Piccolo. Baseball is a game of decisions, and the Royals work to make the right calls all season long. And making the best decisions for your health care is just as important. That's why the Royals turn to the experts at the University of Kansas Health System to make the right calls for our players' health. You can see the very same experts to get leading-edge care. The University of Kansas Health System is the official healthcare provider of the Kansas City Royals. Learn more at kansashealthsystem.com/Royals.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back, Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
It's the Royals and the White Sox one more time. Steve Stewart joined by a couple of old friends, who are not old, but they're friends, Denny Matthews and Steve Stone, former Cy Young Award winner and, of course, longtime broadcaster in Chicago with the Cubs and now longtime with the White Sox. And as we get ready for the finale of this series, there's lots to talk about with you gentlemen. But, Denny, this rotation, Michael Wacha last night, 7 innings, scoreless. He comes out. Had enough pitches left maybe to go further, but that was enough as it turned out for him. Chris Bubich going tonight is off to a great start. We've seen the other starters. And you've seen a lot of great pitchers pitch for the Royals over the years. The Royals, when they won in previous generations, it was built on pitching. This team's built on pitching. I'm curious your thoughts about this group and if they remind you of previous groups. And, you know, it's a new age. Guys don't go as many innings. This team leads the world in innings. But it's not the same game. But just your thought.
Royals 85, very good starting rotation. Starting rotation last year for the Royals was very good. I'm not sure, and Steve can confirm perhaps, I don't think any championship on the major league level has ever been won without a solid starting rotation. And, of course, good defense follows that, hopefully. But if you don't have a good starting rotation, you might as well start thinking about next year.
Starting rotation is one component of your pitching staff, but you better have a good back end of the bullpen, or all those close games that you're going to be playing because you don't have a lot of thunder in the lineup, those games are going to go away. If you can't close a game, you've got some big problems. So knowing that your starting rotation will protect your bullpen, it's obviously very good to have a starting rotation, but your guy shored up the back end of that bullpen, and now they're a force.
How many complete games did you have in your best year for complete games?
Well, I only had 9, which now seems to be 9. You won't get a whole division to complete 9 games. So it's a different era, and I remember talking to a guy that played against the Orioles. With Earl Weaver, we used to watch how many pitchers he took north. If he took 11 pitchers north, we had a chance to beat the Orioles. If he took 10, it was going to be tough. If he took 9 pitchers, 5 starters and 4 relievers, he said we were in trouble because all 9 of them could most likely get people out. A different era, a different way to comprise your pitching staff.
We've talked before, Steve, about starting pitchers not going as deep, 4-man rotation, 5-man rotation, maximum effort now. A different way of going about things. In your era, maybe it wasn't max effort on every single pitch. Tell me about that evolution and kind of where we are right now in terms of pitcher health, pitchers being able to sustain it for a longer career. You had to deal with arm issues yourself like every other pitcher that's ever worked in this game. But I'm just curious about this modern era and the hard throwers and guys going out there.
I believe the drive line philosophy is one of the most destructive we've ever seen in this game. You throw every pitch as hard as you can. Well, that's called throwing. The avocation is called pitching. And the reason why guys were able to throw 300 innings is they weren't throwing 100 miles an hour every pitch. And also, there's 2 ways to get a hitter out. 1, you can get him out with location, and 2, you can get him out with velocity or lack thereof. If you're throwing every pitch the same velocity, you can only get them out with location. You've cut your abilities in half by not changing speeds. And the great pitchers in the era that I came from, if they threw 98, 99, you didn't see it in the first 2 innings. You'd see 92, 93. And then when it came time later in the game to put it away, then you would see 99 miles an hour, maybe 100. So different pitching philosophy. I think drive line has hurt more pitchers than it's helped. And I think we're going to go back to seeing pitching again pretty soon because there's not that many guys around that can do that.
I have a theory, and when I say that, people run for the hills, but see what you think about this. I believe, in my heart, some pitchers have a great feel for what they're doing. In other words, a great mental feel for what they need to do to get guys out. Other guys are just out there maybe throwing. They don't have as good a feel for the game.
Oh, I believe that, certainly. But you have to teach these guys from the very first time they come to your organization, as an organizational philosophy, this is what we're going to do. Number 1, we expect you to get into the 7th inning on occasion, maybe the 8th on occasion, and actually, oh, God forbid, a complete game. But that's an expectation that has to be worked on from your minor league system on up. And I think some teams are going back to that. They're doing it a lot better now this year than I've seen, letting pitchers go into the seventh like Waka last night.
We're talking to Steve Stone, Denny Matthews, Steve Stewart. It's the Royals and the White Sox, the finale coming up today on the Royals Baseball Network.
It's employee pricing with the Ford crew.
Employee pricing for everyone. A great time to buy.
Now everyone pays what we pay.
On Ford trucks.
So you can tow what we tow.
SUVs.
Carpool like we carpool.
And Bronco Sport.
Off-road like we off-road. But what about my parking spot?
It's just employee pricing, not parking.
What a relief. I love that parking spot.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Oh, should I make name tags for everyone?
It's employee pricing for everyone. They don't actually work here.
Can I still make them?
Sure.
Available on the purchase or lease of select new 2024 and 2025 Ford and Lincoln vehicles. U.S. residents only. Prior purchases and AXZD plan ineligible. Place a retail order or take delivery from an authorized Ford or Lincoln dealer stock by 7/7/25. Exclusions apply. See a participating dealer for details.
Close your eyes and think back to your first game. The smell of leather, the sound of the crowd. It felt bigger than life. At Capital Federal, we believe every dream starts with a moment. The first paycheck, yes. The key turning in the door of your first home, the ribbon cutting of your new business. For over 130 years, we've been there, helping families, businesses, and communities build their dreams, step by step, inning by inning. Because when you have the right team behind you, anything is possible. Capital Federal, true blue for over 130 years. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
What makes for a great vacation? Depends on who you ask. Are you looking to get away or bring everyone together? Do you want to get outside and play or see a play at the plate? Fortunately, however you operate, I'm the destination you've been looking for. The name's Missouri, but you can call me Mo. And I have just one question. What's your MO? Come see me at visitmo.com.
Royals and White Sox one more time. School day at the K here at Kauffman Stadium. A lot of noise, a lot of love in the house, and a lot of youngsters are here from all over the region to enjoy some baseball today. Steve Stewart, Denny Matthews, and Steve Stone, former Cy Young Award winner, of course, broadcaster in Chicago for so many years. And Steve, I'm wondering your thoughts about the strike zone. We could go on all day about that. The way the game is being officiated and the way the game is going to be officiated in the future. We saw a glimpse into the future at spring training this year with the ABS challenge system where the computer basically read the strike zone and the players had the ability to challenge, whether it was a pitcher, whether it was a hitter, whether it was the catcher, challenge a pitch. I thought it was a very interesting experiment. Of course, the whole idea is to get it ready for regular season next year. What you thought of it, they're trying to tweak it, I'm sure, but it sure looks like it's on the way to regular season next year.
Well, everybody wants to talk about just the pitchers and how it's going to affect them. But here's going to be one of the big effects of that. Framing is going out the door because it won't matter because it's a computer that's calling the balls and strikes. And they're teaching every one of these catchers who becomes a one-legged catcher, they're doing that so they can frame the ball better. Well, that's really good, except it's going to go the way of the dodo bird. So all of these guys that are depending on their salaries and everything else for framing, well, guess what? There is going to be no framing. And maybe we'll get to a point where these catchers can actually consistently block pitches instead of backhanding things. Or maybe you'll get to the point where they can actually throw base runners out by using what catchers have used forever. And the catchers held up. I mean, my catcher in Baltimore was Rick Dempsey, played like 24 years. He was a conventional catcher, didn't have the one leg out. And you're seeing it now. A lot of balls going to the screen that will never go to the screen if the catchers go back to being that. So I like the automated strike zone to a certain extent, but I think it's going to be tougher to hit, not easier, because you can throw a wide breaking, and they call them sweepers these days, which nips the outside corner, but by the time it gets to the hitter, it's going to be 8 inches outside. How are you going to hit that? The answer is you're not.
If your team is winning, you're one of the great broadcasters in history. When your team is struggling, it is a struggle for everybody. Your philosophy and my philosophy has always been, if the team is bad, you have to be better. What's your theory on, and the White Sox have not been good for the last year and a half, so how do you handle it?
Well, don't carry anything forward. I mean, these players don't have to be told that they're not good. We won 41 games last year. We pretty much knew, along with all of our fans and everybody else who cared to watch, that we were not a good team. But I take every day as a brand new experience. I don't carry over anything from yesterday because it doesn't really matter. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow hasn't gotten here, so you take care of things today. And for me, I go out knowing that I might see something I never saw before, and we almost had it here. 11 straight leadoff hitters in 5.5 innings got on base. It was ended by a 3-2 strike that Edgar Caro took. If Edgar Caro gets on base anyway, that's going to be something that's never happened in a game of baseball before. We were all here to see it, and that for us is what makes a broadcast, what makes the ability to watch baseball so cherished, is you can come on a daily basis and see something that's never happened despite all the games that have been played.
Yeah, the dream game for a baseball broadcaster is two good teams playing well. Sometimes you get one team playing well, the other team not. Sometimes you get the dog game where both teams play poorly. But I think you have to elevate your professionalism a couple of notches when you get that odd, bad game.
There is no doubt that each game can't be a masterpiece, and you cherish the real good ones. Like we had a real good one the other night here. Unfortunately, in the 9th inning, the team completely collapsed. And the saying has always been and always will be, the good teams will take the game in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. They'll take the game away. The bad teams will give it away. There was an example of a pretty good baseball team here in Kansas City taking a game away from a pretty bad baseball team in Chicago, because for 8 innings, it was dominated by the Sox. In the 9th inning, everything fell apart with a couple of errors. Second baseman got hit in the head with a pop-up. That usually doesn't help. But again, it's a learning process. We have a young team. We're going to have that type of game. However, we are in more games this year than we were last year.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how a team will bounce back from an unfortunate 8th and 9th innings as the Sox did the other day.
I mean, we've played pretty good baseball here, but we have not been able to win in this ballpark against your ball club. Some reason Kansas City always comes out on top.
And we'll see if that happens today. Steve Stone, thanks so much. Denny Matthews, Steve Stewart. It's the Royals and White Sox one more time on the Royals Baseball Network.
He doesn't bullseye womp rats in his T-16 on Tatooine, and he never flew through Beggar's Canyon back home. But when he duels opposing hitters, the Force is strong with Michael Skywalker. The saga continues. It's Star Wars night at the K. When the Royals battle the Red Sox on Saturday, May 10th, you'll take home the Skywalker bobblehead with your Star Wars night-themed ticket. And the first 10,000 fans will take home a Bring Out the Blue t-shirt. Tickets at royals.com/Star Wars.
On September 12th, 2015 in Baltimore, Mike Moustakas already had a grand slam and 6 RBIs when he came to the plate in the ninth.
About him out there.
There's a drive to deep right center field, and look at this! What a day for Mike Moustakas! A grand slam and a 3-run home run.
Moose with a Royals single-game record, 9 RBIs. Another step on the 2015 Royals road to a championship.
Taco to go, taco to, and a big Q. Taco to go, taco to go. Quick Trip taco just $2.99. Comes with a big Q, this deal's so fine. Brisket breakfast, so much to choose for $2.99. You really can't lose. Taco to go, taco to, this deal's legit. Taco to go, taco, only at Quick Trip. Taco to go, taco to go, taco to go, $2.99. Taco to go. Let's go, soil! Woohoo!
Did you just say soil?
Yep. Our new raised garden beds are put together, and now we just need to fill them with soil.
That's great, honey. But my back is hurting just thinking about hauling all those heavy bags from the store.
Don't worry. We'll just call American Topsoil. With their power wheelbarrow, they'll bring the soil straight to our backyard and fill up the raised garden beds for us.
Wow, I'm liking the sound of that.
To get started, we just go online to americantopsoil.com or dial 913-888-SOIL.
Let's go, soil!
This is Mark Ferguson, attorney at law, reminding you that this copyright broadcast is presented by the authority of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club.
We, the hungry of this burger-loving nation, deserve the Sonic Smasher. Always made to order and hand-smashed into greatness. America, today we smash free. One nation under melty cheese with liberty and a truckload of sauce for all. Meet our Smashin'l Burger.
The Sonic Smasher. Live free, eat Sonic. See menu for details.
Summer has arrived, and as the party planning begins, don't forget to call Quest Events, the official tailgate tenting provider of the Kansas City Royals. Their local warehouse is filled with tenting, drapes, furniture, tabletop, kitchen equipment, linens, the list goes on. Whether it's a backyard birthday party, elegant wedding, or corporate picnic, their experienced event consultants will help you design the perfect solution. Visit them in their Crossroads Design Center or build your own solution at questevents.com. Quest Events is looking forward to knocking it out of the park for you.
Need batteries? From lithium to lead acid, custom packs to UPS systems, wholesale batteries locally and nationwide with fast shipping across America. America's battery expert since 1977. Wholesale batteries, any battery, anytime, delivered anywhere at wholesalebatteries.net. When America needs power, Wholesale Batteries delivers. Nationwide shipping, premium brands, unmatched expertise. We keep America running. Wholesale Batteries, your power partner since 1977. Any battery, anytime, delivered anywhere at wholesalebatteries.net.
Are you looking to work with sheet metal? From unique architectural design to HVAC fabrication and installation to industrial sheet metal applications, you can do it all. The Sheet Metal Workers of Kansas City has an exciting apprenticeship for you. You'll have every opportunity to learn about the growing industry, sharpening your skills, and advance your career with excellent benefits. Learn more and apply today by visiting sheetmetal2.org, official partner of the Kansas City Royals.
To the fence, to the wall, and gone. Bobby Witt Jr. delivers a go-ahead grand slam. He crushed a fastball. Gone. Into the fountains. It's an 8-run inning. Monster shot off the bat of Vinny Pasquantino. There is the 4-game sweep. This ball is fair. It goes to the fence. 1 run is in. Here comes Jr. to home like a blur. Yes, Royals win it.
The Royals Baseball Network is presented by Capital Federal, True Blue for over 130 years, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, Sheet Metal Workers Local 2, demand metal excellence. Also by American Clean Power, American Topsoil, IBEW Local 124, the Law Office of Mark Ferguson, Schneider Trucking, Simply Fuel Protein Balls, Trailside RV Center, and by Wholesale Batteries.
That was Katie Brewer with our national anthem. The Royals and White Sox wrapping up the series today here on School Day at the K. Steve Stewart with you. And the starting lineups are presented by American Clean Power. 100% American-made energy. For more information, visit cleanpower.org. First for the White Sox today, 10-27 for Will Venable's team. Chase Meidroth leads off for them. He's the shortstop, batting second. At third base, Miguel Vargas. Hitting third and catching, Edgar Caro. The cleanup hitter is the center fielder, Luis Robert Jr. Batting fifth at first base, Andrew Vaughn. Hitting sixth, the DH, Joshua Palacios. Hitting seventh at second base, Lenine Sosa. Batting eighth in left field, Brooks Baldwin. Batting ninth in right field, it's Michael A. Taylor. Davis Martin is on the mound for them today. Again for Chicago, Meidroth, Vargas, Caro, Robert, Vaughn, Palacios, Sosa, Baldwin, and Taylor. Royals are 22-16. Matt Quatrero's club has Jonathan India leading off, playing left field. Batting second, the shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. Batting third at first base, Vinny Pasquantino. The cleanup hitter is the DH, Salvador Perez. Batting fifth at third base, Michael Garcia. Hitting sixth at second base, Michael Massey. Batting seventh in right field, Hunter Renfroe. Hitting eighth in center field, Drew Waters. And batting ninth in catching, Freddie Fermin. On the mound, Chris Bubich. Again for the Royals, India, Witt, Pasquantino, Perez, Garcia, Massey, Renfroe, Waters, and Fermin. And the umpires, James Hoy behind the plate. He's the crew chief. DJ Rayburn at first base. John Libka at second base, Sean Barber, the umpire, at third base. And we pause for identification on the Royals Baseball Network.
Hey, it's Cole Riggins, and this is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Royals baseball.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, and Odyssey Sports Station.
It's the Royals and the White Sox one more time, and Jake Eisenberg joins you in a moment.
Take a swing at some cash prizes right here in Missouri with Underdog, official partner of the Kansas City Royals. To play, all you have to do is select higher or lower on players' stats across a ton of sports, like home runs, hits, points, rebounds, and goals. If you get your entry correct, you could win big. Join over 7 million fans already playing by downloading the Underdog app, signing up, and depositing today using promo code THEROYALS to get $50 when you make your first $5 entry.
Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Not a gambling website. Void where prohibited. Offer applies only to first-time depositors. Promotional credit equal to $50. Promotional credits withdrawable only after play through a first deposit. $5 deposit minimum. Promotional credit expires if unused within 14 days. Message and data rates apply. Terms apply.
Hi, this is Mark Ferguson, attorney at law. Do you push your limits a bit? You know what I'm talking about. Pushing the pedal on I-70, that last drink with friends. No one knows your limits better than you, except for our city's finest. If you find yourself with a traffic ticket, a DUI, or worse, give me a call, Mark Ferguson, for help. I can make your legal system experience go much smoother with fewer long-term consequences. Give us a call at 877-221-MARK. That's 877-221-MARK.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
You're right on par in your M&M golf car.
M&M Golf Cars is proud to offer the Onward Club Car, dynamic stability, handling, and superior comfort just in time for the warm weather. The entire family will love it. M&M Golf Cars at 4252 Northeast Port Drive in Lee Summit. Call 816-795-7575 or visit mmgolfcars.com.
You're right on par in your M&M golf car. M&M golf cars.
This injury update is brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of the Royals. Learn more at kansashealthsystem.com/Royals. Right-hander Kyle Wright continues his rehab assignment with AA Northwest Arkansas. He made a second rehab start last night, but only threw 49 pitches through his 2 innings, gave up 4 runs on 4 hits. That's now 2 starts for Kyle Wright. He's thrown a total of 6 innings. This afternoon at Kauffman Stadium, it's the series finale. Royals and White Sox next.
It's employee pricing with the Ford crew.
Employee pricing for everyone. A great time to buy.
Now everyone pays what we pay.
On Ford trucks.
So you can tow what we tow.
SUVs.
Carpool like we carpool.
And Bronco and Bronco Sport.
Off-road like we off-road. But what about my parking spot?
It's just employee pricing, not parking.
What a relief. I love that parking spot.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Oh, should I make name tags for everyone?
It's employee pricing for everyone. They don't actually work here.
Can I still make them?
Sure.
Available on the purchase or lease of select new 2024 and 2025 Ford and Lincoln vehicles. U.S. residents only. Prior purchases and AXZD plan ineligible. Place a retail order or take delivery from an authorized Ford or Lincoln dealer stock by 7/7/25. Exclusions apply. See a participating dealer for details.
Bobby Wood Jr. here for Community America. Now, I don't mean to get all up in your finances and be a real busy Bobby. I just want to remind folks that Community America is member-owned and invested in every Bobby. You don't have to be some special some Bobby. You can be almost any Bobby. Who wouldn't call banking with Community America a home run? I'll tell you who. No Bobby.
Bobby, I think you're saying Bobby like you did last year.
Check out CommunityAmerica.com for every Bobby and any Bobby.
Are you interested in an ever-growing career? IBEW Local 124 has immediate openings for those with qualifying experience, including those non-union in the industry with 5 or more years of experience. 100% employer-paid health insurance. IBEW Local 124 has provided the best opportunities in the electrical field of construction for over a century. Join the family today at IBEW Local 124 by visiting us at IBEW124.org.
It's school day at the K for today's series finale, and all the kids in attendance and everybody else have a chance to watch a 4-game sweep. The Royals go for a 4-game sweep in today's finale against the Chicago White Sox. Thanks for joining us at Kauffman Stadium with the Hall of Famer Denny Matthews, Steve Stewart, and our producer-engineer Eric Guthrie. I'm Jake Eisenberg. Well, the Royals entered today winners of 5 straight games and 22-16 overall, third place in the American League Central, 2 games back of the first-place Detroit Tigers. Meanwhile, the White Sox are in last place. They are 10-27. On the mound for the Royals this afternoon, left-hander Kris Bubic. He makes his 8th start of the season and enters with a 1.98 ERA. That is 7th best in all of Major League Baseball. Meanwhile, for the White Sox, it's right-hander Davis Martin. He makes his 7th start, 8th total appearance. He enters with a 3.52 ERA so far this season. That pitching matchup is presented by IBEW Local 124, providing the best opportunities in the electrical field of construction for over a century. Visit IBEW124.org. It is a gorgeous afternoon for baseball at Kauffman Stadium. 72 degrees, bright blue skies, one big, puffy, picturesque white cloud in sight off in the distance behind the left field fence, and a fairly strong breeze coming in from right and flowing toward the White Sox dugout. In fact, the sky is such a perfect shade of blue, it matches the Royals' powder blue tops today. Royals in white script at an angle across the chest with white numbers on the lower left side of the jersey and on the back. It's the white pants for the Royals with the powder blue stripe down the side of each leg. Royal blue caps, interlocking white KC logo on the front, and for good measure, Denny, the white squatchy button right on top of the cap. We're ready for baseball at Kauffman Stadium, and now for the play-by-play, the voice of the Royals, Denny Matthews.
That's my favorite part of the uniform.
The squatchy?
Oh, yeah.
How can it be anything else?
Well, if you don't like that, you don't like baseball. Chase Mydroth will lead off for the Chicago White Sox against Bubic. Jake told you, start number 8 this year, but career start number 68 for the Royals lefty. And here we go. First pitch grounded into left field for a hit. So Mydroth, who came in just 1 for 9 in the series, goes after the first pitch from Bubic and has a clean ground ball single right between Witt and Garcia. And up comes Miguel Vargas. Vargas, couple of home runs, 29 hits. His average 225. So Bubic checking the runner at first. Mydroth has stolen 3. First pitch is up too high. Vargas started to swing and was able to hold the bat back in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. The White Sox have had plenty of runners in the series, but certainly have not made the most of it. There's a breaking ball down and in, and 2 balls and no strikes. Vargas, so far in the series, 3 hits and 11 at-bats. Mydroth, pretty good lead at first. Bubic checks him out, now brings it home and throws it high. And the count, 3 balls, no strikes. Edgar Caro waits on deck. Kris Bubic from the belt pitches, and a strike, and the count is 3-1. Bubic, despite an earned run average of 2.64, is 0-4 in his career against the White Sox. Now a little bigger lead by Mydroth, and a pitch in on the hands has popped up, foul territory, drifting toward the seats and out of play. So Bubic coming back from a 3-0 count. Now he's gone as far as he can with Vargas. 3 balls, 2 strikes. How aggressive will the White Sox be in this game? Well, we'll get a clue in a moment. We'll watch Mydroth at first base. If he is off and running on this 3-2 pitch, and Bubic gets his share of strikeouts, then the Sox are going to be aggressive. So he takes a pretty good lead. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Vargas. The runner does not go, and a swing and a miss, and it's a good thing he didn't. So that's the decision the manager must make. How likely is my hitter to make contact? And he decided that Vargas against Bubic was not a good bet, despite the fact the count was 3-0 at one point in time in that at bat. Up comes Caro. Edgar hitting .291. Throw to first, driving Meidroth back to the base.
Some of it could also be Freddie Fermin's prominence in throwing out runners, and teams have been loath to try and steal against the Royals this year. The Royals have only allowed 8 steals all season.
Big lead, Meidroth. The pitch is a little bit outside, didn't miss by much. 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, Meidroth had a huge lead as Bubic threw that pitch to the plate. Caro digs in, switch hitter up there right-handed. Ground ball might be 2. Massey to Witt, that's 1. Witt to first, that's 2. And again, the White Sox get a leadoff man on base and do absolutely nothing with it. So 1 hit, nobody left. And after half an inning, White Sox nothing.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Yes.com/in-the-know.
No score, bottom of the first. India, Witt, Pasquantino coming up against Chicago right-hander Davis Martin. Martin is 28 years old. In fact, he's the old man, really, of the Chicago starting rotation. Fastball, slider, changeup. He underwent Tommy John surgery in 2023. They say he came back with a more effective slider, and now he's working in a changeup. 6'2", 215. Davis Martin from Abilene, Texas. Jonathan India first up for the Royals. His average 228, 29 hits, 7 RBIs. So he digs in against Davis Martin. First pitch to India, misses outside, throwing a first pitch fastball. This is Martin's 3rd career start against the Royals. This pitch is outside, ball 2, 2-0. Last year in pitching, Davis Martin put together a pretty good ERA. There's a strike, 2-1. His earned run average was 4.32. In this era, not too bad. But he was unable to win any of his 10 starts last year, despite that good ERA. Fouled off by India, and the count is even at 2-2. So you say, okay, not a winner. He couldn't win despite the good ERA. Well, his team lost 121 games last year. So how many games did you expect him to win? 2 balls, 2 strikes. India launches one into right field, but playable for Michael A. Taylor, who makes the play. And India is out number 1. And now Witt, Bobby, 45 hits, 5 home runs, batting average .308, and his 2-run home run, the big blow last night. Martin brings it in and throws it way low and outside, ball 1. Bobby Witt Jr. 4 for 12 in the series. Inside corner, Witt not so sure. James Hoy, the plate umpire. And Witt drives one to deep right field. Back goes Taylor and makes the catch. So 2 fly balls to the former Royal outfielder Michael A. Taylor. And up comes Vinny Pasquantino. Vinny's average up to .210. Now has 30 hits and a half a dozen home runs. Vinny was 2 out of 4 last night, and he's 4 out of 11 so far in the series. Line shot over the first baseman, drops into fair ground, and Vinny's going to put the brakes on at first base with a 2-out single. So Pasquantino after the first pitch.
It seems like he's starting to figure out his timing after having some struggles with that at the beginning of the season. About a month ago, that was a pitch that he would have pulled foul into the first base side netting instead of up the line fair.
Now Perez going after the first pitch, fouls it off. So the Royals are being aggressive offensively. Runner at first, 2 down, no score in the first. Well hit, gap left center field. Pasquantino around second on his way to third. They play it off to Karam, and now the runner heads home, and Vinny's going to score. So a 2-out, a single by Pasquantino, and then Perez doubles into the gap in left center field to get Pasquantino home.
And wouldn't you know it, another double for Salvador Perez. He's got 13 of them now this season, and it feels like almost all of them have come in the last couple of weeks.
And that run batted in gives him 18. So now it's Garcia. He's hitting .323, and he takes ball 1. Inning number 1, the Royals have grabbed the lead, and now a pretty good swing. Garcia fouled it off.
And we've seen some low-scoring games in this series, and the Royals have just edged the White Sox, especially the last 2 back-to-back 1-run wins. You'd love a game that was a little bit wider.
1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Davis Martin checking second base before pitching, and Garcia takes way low and outside. Martin got the win in his last appearance against the Royals. That was back in 22. That was here at Kauffman Stadium. Gave up just 1 run. So he has had his moments against the Royals, and a swing and a miss. So threw a changeup, and Garcia put a fastball swing on a changeup, and that never works. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, like you were saying about Martin not winning any of his starts last year, that win in his last start was his first since September of 2022.
Next pitch, and a chopper to third, getting the big hop, tagging out Salvador Perez was the third baseman Vargas. And that's how the bottom of the first ends. But the Royals get a single.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns before the first pitch. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show. Weekdays at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Get your very own Pasquatch necklace. Secure your seats at royals.com/promotions.
Inning number 2, 1-0 Royals, and Luis Robert leads off. Right-handed batter, and he slices one foul down the right field line, going after the first pitch of Bubic. Meidroth, the White Sox shortstop and leadoff man, hit the first pitch he saw from Bubic to begin the game, and a ground ball single to left, but then a strikeout and a double play that took care of the White Sox first. Swing and a miss, and time it looked like Robert went after a pitch that was not a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Andrew Vaughn to follow. Bubic brings it in, and a strike on the inside corner. He picked off the inside edge. It completely locked up Robert. And down he goes, and that's the second strikeout for Bubic.
And with that strikeout by Chris and every Royals strikeout this season, Sun Life Financial and the Royals Foundation will donate to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Kansas City.
Up comes Andrew Vaughn, who made the biggest out of the night last night. Pitch is high. White Sox were rallying in the 9th, and Vaughn was the key member. He could have turned that inning and maybe the game around, but he went after a pitch which was way high and away, and everybody was wondering what in the world he saw and why did he swing at that. There's a nice breaking ball for a strike, and 1-1 to the right-handed hitting Andrew Vaughn. Bubic shooting for his 4th win, and this pitch is just barely nicked foul. 1-2 the count. Vaughn just 3 for 12 in the series. He had a streak of reaching base safely in 13 straight games come to an end last night. Nobody on, 1 out, 2nd inning. His fastball low and away. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chris Bubic 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. So Andrew Vaughn having a tough series. So back-to-back strikeouts, and up comes Joshua Palacios. I mentioned in the first inning, Bubic in his career against the White Sox is 0-4, despite a very good ERA at 2.6. He's allowed 2 earned runs or less in 6 of his 7 starts against the Sox. And here's a strike on the outside corner. Nothing in 1 on Palacios. It's a lefty-lefty matchup, and this pitch is off the plate, and the count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Palacios just 2 for 12 in the series. Swing and a miss. That pitch in on him. So now with the count 1-2, Bubic has a chance to strike out all 3. One and 2 the count. Bubic to Palacios, and he rolls it to third, scooped up by Garcia and across to Vinny, and that's the White Sox second inning. A couple of strikeouts and a ground ball. So we go.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Slash 50-50. And Denny, we just had a fascinating 90-second conversation about frogs as we begin inning number 2. The Royals coming up.
It was fascinating. We shall move on now to the bottom of the second. First pitch to Massey is in there for a strike. Did you learn anything from the discussion?
You know, I did.
Well, good.
I've been enlightened.
1 strike pitch to Massey. Started to swing and held up in time. And 1 ball, 1 strike.
I learned it's not easy being green.
No question.
This pitch is upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Michael Massey, who knows nothing about frogs, is 1 out of 8 so far in the series. So he's going to bunt, or try to, and he fouled it off. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 KC. It happened in the first inning with 2 out. Pasquantino singled. Perez doubled to left center. Then he chugged all the way home. There's a little looping liner that's going to drop safely up along the left field line. Massey around first and on his way to second with a double. So Massey, that thing had a lot of spin on it. Boy, when it hit the turf, it took a left turn. So that's what happens when a left-handed batter will hit the ball at that point in the barrel and get it up the left field line. Once it hits, It's going to go squirting toward foul ground in a hurry. So a good hustling double. Royals have their leadoff man on. Hunter Renfroe at the plate. And Renfroe takes ball one. Renfroe with a dozen hits. He's driven in 4. Davis Martin's next pitch. Just barely wide of the target, and the count is 2-0. Renfroe hitting number 7 in the batting order, and now going outside, ball 3, 3-0. Signal given. Martin eyes the target, brings it home, throws a strike, and it's 3-1. Renfroe has hit safely in 6 of the last 10 games in which he has had an at-bat. And all that on the heels of an 0 for 16. That's why his average is right at 160. Had a good swing there to 3-1 pitch, as he should have, and he fouled it off. So 3-2, nobody out. Massey is at second base with his opposite field double. And the pitch, and a slow roller to shortstop. Neidroth plays it to first. Renfroe is out. Massey had no chance to move, and so he's at second with 1 away for Drew Waters.
And you know, Danny, come to think, Drew Waters actually has something in common with Frogs.
More than the last name, you mean?
Yeah. But to quote Yogi Berra, he hits from both sides of the plate. He's amphibious.
There you go. First pitch is low and inside to the switch hitting Drew Waters. Drew's driven in 8. Has a chance to add to that total right here. One ball, no strikes. 1-0 Royals. We are in the second. Martin's next pitch is grounded to the second baseman Sosa, and over to first. Over to third goes Massey, and he's there with 2 men out. We'll see if Freddie Fermin can get him home. Fermin hitting 266. Fermin with 17 hits has driven in 4 runs so far in the season, and with a runner at 30 has a chance to make it 2-0, or it gets a hold of 1, 3-0. Pitch low and outside. The wind, Jake mentioned it briefly before first pitch. It's coming in at a brisk pace out of the east, straight out of the east, straight in from right field. So it's not going to help a left-handed hitter at all. There's a check swing, but a strike. And it's 1-1 on Fermin. Freddie 2 out of 8 so far in the series. Massey at third, swing and a miss. The Royals catcher, and now Davis Martin, the White Sox pitcher, has the advantage in the count. James Hoy, the home plate umpire, looking into the Royals dugout. Somebody yelled catcher's interference. Next pitch is a fastball high and away. 2-2 the count to Freddie Fermin. Davis Martin comes set, looks at Massey, the runner at third, and now pitches to Freddie Fermin, and it barely missed. Ball 3, 3-2. Davis Martin pitched at Texas Tech. He was there for 3 seasons. His 3-2 pitch, strike 3 called. So Freddie Fermin couldn't pull the trigger on that pitch, and Massey's leadoff double goes for naught.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Can't get enough baseball? Save $20 on MLB Network today. Stream up to 15 out-of-market games a week, live on any device. Plus 24/7 access to MLB Network's award-winning shows. And hear live radio play-by-play from all 30 clubs with MLB at Bat. For a limited time, get MLB Network Plus at Bat for just $49.99 for an entire year. A $20 savings. Visit MLBNetwork.com/stream today. Available in the U.S. only. Blackout restriction applies. Visit MLB.com/subscribe for full terms and conditions.
White Sox here in the top of the third will send up the lower part of their batting order, Jake.
That begins with Lenny Sosa, then the switch hitter Brooks Baldwin. Like Drew Waters, he's also amphibious. And then Michael A. Taylor rounds out Will Venable's starting lineup. So 2 scoreless so far for Chris Bubic, and he's struck out 3 of the 6 batters that he's faced. And now he battles against right-handed hitting Lenny Sosa. L-E-N-Y-N. Lenine. 25-year-old from Puerto Ordaz in Venezuela. Same hometown as Freddie Fermin, who's behind the plate catching today. Here's the pitch. A little bit low, and that's ball 1. This is Sosa's 4th season in the big leagues with the White Sox. He's played parts of 4 years. And today, in fact, is Sosa's 200th career game, all with the White Sox. Bubic delivers. And Sosa takes a changeup over the outer edge of strike, and it's 1-1. And there's been a good amount of turnover in the White Sox organization over the last several years, both at the big league level and throughout the minors. The pitch swung out and missed. A good changeup. It's 1-2. Sosa, though, has been the one constant. He is currently the longest tenured player in the White Sox organization. He signed back in 2016. The longest tenured big leaguers are Luis Robert and Andrew Vaughn, who debuted in 2020 and 2021 respectively, but Sosa's been with the organization longer. Here's the pitch inside, and the count's now 2-2 on Lenny Sosa. Bubic steps back onto the third base side of the rubber. Right foot on the first base side of the rubber. He stands cross-body. The 2-2. Sliced into right center field. That's down into the gap. A base hit for Sosa. Waters runs over, cuts it off before the track, spins and throws to second. Sosa's already standing there with a leadoff double. So the White Sox have their second hit of the game. They've got the leadoff man on for the second time in 3 innings. Sosa's at second with nobody out for Brooks Baldwin. Switch hitter batting right-handed. Now Baldwin is much more used to hitting left-handed. There are, of course, a lot more right-handed pitchers in baseball than lefties. First pitch to Baldwin. Slice towards shallow right field. Hunter Renfroe circles, makes the catch. Sosa starts to tag, then stops. Good throw back in from Renfroe. Keeps Sosa at second. And Baldwin's out on 1 pitch. Now the number 9 hitter, Michael A. Taylor. He entered last night's game as a pinch runner in the 9th inning. And then was forced out at second base on a key play in that inning when Bobby Witt Jr. made A stop on a chopper to the right of second, and then a backhand flip to Massey covering the second base bag. Bubic delivers. It's a slider knee high for a strike, and it's 0-1. And so the Royals held on to win 2-1 last night. That was after a 4-3 win on Tuesday. Back-to-back one-run wins for the Royals. The Royals took the series opener on Monday 3-0. Here's the pitch. Fastball down the middle, a strike, and it's 0-2. And so these two teams have played 3 consecutive low-scoring games. 13 total runs between the two teams over the first 3 games of this series. Now 14 with the Royals up 1-0 here in the top of the third. The pitch. Taylor flails and misses at a changeup. That's strike 3. And Bubic has his 4th strikeout of the afternoon. Lineup turns over for Chase Mydroth, who singled on the first pitch of the game today. Now the Royals have been very, very good in close games this season. 7-2 in one-run games. Only the Guardians have been better in one-run games this year. First pitch to Mydroth. And he takes a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Meanwhile, the White Sox are just 2-10 in one-run games. And therein is part of the difference between the two teams this year. Here's the pitch. It's a changeup just low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Mydroth. One nothing Royals. Were in the top of the third. Runner on second with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball flicked foul. First base side just over the netting and into the seats. 1-2 on Mydroth. And now Bubic is a strike away from stranding Sosa at second after his leadoff double. One ball, 2 strikes. And Bubic delivers. And Mydroth chops it softly to the right side. Pasquantino gloves. Feeds Bubic covering. In time for the out. Just barely beat Mydroth to the bag. And it's a scoreless third inning for Bubic despite the leadoff double. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Ram Trucks. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Stadium, Royals 1, White Sox nothing. Gorgeous afternoon at the K. Bright blue skies, picturesque puffy white clouds. This is the kind of sky that you would draw if you were in elementary school, like so many of the kids at the ballpark are today. First pitch to Jonathan India, and he takes low and outside, ball 1. 72 degrees at first pitch, soft breeze in from right field. This is the good stuff. Martin delivers, and India takes a fastball for a strike. It's 1-1. And the Royals have enjoyed the good stuff now for the better part of the last 3 weeks. Davis Martin delivers, and India waves and misses at a breaking ball. The count's now 1-2. Well, the Royals have won 5 straight games. That includes 3 straight against the White Sox. But bigger picture, the Royals have won 14 of their last 16 overall. That goes back to April 20th in Detroit when the Royals snapped a 6-game losing streak. Here's the pitch. Fastball high, and it's 2-2. Well, the Royals followed up the 6-game losing streak with a 6-game winning streak. Longest winning streak of the season. And the Royals can match that today with a win. The pitch. India pops it up, foul ground, first base side. Vaughn sprints over near the dugout, and it lands and bounces into the dugout. A foul ball, 2-2. Well, Vaughn was playing off the line at first with the infield shaded to the left side, and India didn't hit it all that high in the air. Very soft, shallow pop-up. And so not only did Vaughn have a long way to go to get there, but he didn't have all that much time to get there. So India readies for another pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Martin delivers. Fastball down and away, and the count's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Jonathan India. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball lifted down the left field line toward the corner. Baldwin runs over, reaches out, makes the grab on the run, and hops into the wall to stop his momentum. A nice play from Brooks Baldwin in left. Been playing more outfield this season after playing exclusively. He has been in the middle of it all this series, isn't he always? First pitch. Fastball chopped foul, third base side, and it's 0-1. Yesterday, Bobby had the 2-run homer in the 5th inning and then also made that key play in the 9th inning. So he was the Royals offense yesterday in a 2-1 win. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. On Tuesday, he had the walk-off, quote-unquote, single to deep center field, give the Royals a 4-3 win. And on Monday in the series opener, he scored the game's first run, then drove in the next run, also had a couple of steals. Here's the pitch. Punched foul, first base side, out of play, into the sweet level, still 0-2. So it's been a good series for Bobby Witt Jr. And Denny told you, 4 for 12 in this series, now 4 for 13 after his first at-bat today. Here's the pitch. Skips in, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And overall, it's a 4-game hitting streak on the heels of his 22-game hitting streak. Now, Bobby's had a hit in 34 of the Royals' 38 games this year. Martin delivers, slider down and away. Witt offered at it, but held his swing successfully, and the count's now 2-2. But no player in baseball has a hit in more games this year than Bobby Witt Jr. in 34 games. The pitch, sliced into right center field, down into the gap, another hit for Bobby Witt Jr. Robert cuts it off quickly and flings it to second. It's a single for Bobby Witt Jr. That's now a 5-game hitting streak. Now he's on at first with 1 out for Vinny Pasquantino. And not only is it a 5-game hitting streak for Bobby, but he has now hit safely in 12 consecutive games simply against the White Sox. First pitch to Vinny. It's low. Witt takes off to lane steal. Throw to second. High. Tag. Not in time. And Witt safe at second with a stolen base. Maitroth sprinted over from his shortstop position. He really got to the bag as soon as the ball did. Carroll got rid of it as quick as he could, but it wasn't in time. That's now 12 steals for Bobby Witt Jr. He's into scoring position with 1 out. The Royals are trying to double their lead. Up 1-0, bottom of the 3rd. Martin delivers, and it's low. 2 balls, no strikes. And neither offense has taken control in this series. And the Royals offense has been just good enough. The Royals pitching has been just enough better than the White Sox. Martin delivers, and Pasquantino flicks it foul out of play off to the left. It's 2-1. And while the Royals defense has been decidedly better than the White Sox defense. Razor thin margins between winning and losing. They don't get extra credit for winning by more than a run. Counts all the same. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped into Caro's mid. It's a strike, 2-2. But to the White Sox credit, they have gotten 3 very solid starts from their rotation in this series. 5 innings, a 2-run ball from Shane Smith, 6 1/3 innings, and 1 run from the Maryland Terrapin, Sean Burke. The 2-2. Pasquantino chops it back up the middle. Mydroth fields to the right of second, steps and throws to first in time for the out. And there are 2 gone. Bobby Witt Jr. moves over to third. Brings up Salvador Perez with a runner on third and 2 outs. And then yesterday, the White Sox got another quality start from Jonathan Cannon, 6 innings of 2-run ball. And the White Sox rotation entered today with a 3.76 ERA, 11th best in baseball. Martin delivers. Outside ball 1. It's not necessarily what you'd expect from a team that is 10-27 so far this season. Second fewest wins in baseball. Only the Rockies have fewer. Here's the pitch. Sally flings and misses at a fastball, and the count's now 1-1. That pitch was up and away. Well, the Royals have taken advantage of their opportunities, ones they've created and the ones the White Sox have handed to them. Here's the pitch. Salvi strokes it into center field, a base hit. Another RBI for Salvador Perez. Witt comes in from third, and the Royals lead 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Salvi's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs this afternoon. Michael Garcia steps to the plate, even stance from the right side. First pitch from Martin. Fastball high for ball 1. All over the course of this 16-game stretch for the Royals, Michael Garcia has been the catalyst. Martin delivers. Garcia takes inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Well, Garcia had another multi-hit game yesterday. He was 2 for 4. He's had multiple hits in 8 of his last 16 games. The pitch. Garcia chops it softly toward third. Vargas scoops it up, goes the short way to second. That forces out Salvi and ends the inning. But the Royals add a run. A single from Bobby Witt Jr. He steals second, ultimately moves to third on a ground out, and comes in to score.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Ram Trucks. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Have an ice cold brew and a fantastic Royals view. The Brew and View ticket includes a 24-ounce beer and a spot in our view level space, offering drink rails, stadium seats, and a dedicated concession stand. Buy your Brew and View ticket today. Royals.com/brewview.
First pitch to Miguel Vargas, and it's a breaking ball low for ball one. Chris Bubic is back on the mound for the top of the fourth inning. The Royals have a 2-0 lead over the White Sox. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Vargas, and he swings and misses out in front of a changeup. And the count's now 1-1. Now, Vargas was 2 for 4 last night. Both of his hits were doubles. That extended his on-base streak to a career-best 14 consecutive games. Here's the 1-1. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. Well, Vargas' on-base percentage has been up near .450 over the course of this now 14-game on-base streak. But he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Bubic delivers, and Vargas lifts it into shallow left field. Witt sprints out, India in. He makes the catch on the move chest high. And that retires Vargas 1 away. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Royals Baseball Network.
Wake up with Fesco and Dusty. Weekdays starting at 6 on 96.5 The Fan, KFMC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
With Denny, Stu, and Eric, I'm Jake. Glad you're with us this afternoon. Royals 2, White Sox nothing. We're in the top of the fourth. Base is empty, 1 out. Chris Bubic delivers, and Edgar Caro fouls the pitch straight back into the netting. It's 0-1. Caro's 0 for 1 today, grounded into an inning-ending double play back in the top of the first. Switch hitter batting right-handed against Chris Bubic. Here's the pitch. Fastball sliced in the air down the right field line. Renfroe sprints over, leans, has to play it on a short hop, and Caro's got a single. Well, for a moment, it looked like Renfroe was considering trying to make a diving attempt, then stayed upright and scooped the ball up right after it found grass. Bloop single for Caro. He's on at first with 1 out, and that brings up Luis Robert Jr. Infield shades to the left side against Robert. Here's the pitch. Check swing roller foul back behind home plate, and it's 0-1. Now between Caro and Robert and Vargas, the Cuban tradition remains strong on the south side. The White Sox have had their fair share of Cuban players over their franchise's history. Bubic delivers, and Robert dribbles it foul behind home plate. The count's now 0-2. And it starts with Minnie Mignoso. Was an all-star for the White Sox. The Cuban Comet. More recently, Jose Abreu began his career with the White Sox. Bubic delivers, and Robert rolls it toward third. Garcia scoops it up over to second for 1. Quick leader to first. Pasquantino stretches, splits. It's in time. A double play. And that ends the inning. The Royals go all the way around the horn. Chris Bubic induces his second inning-ending double play of the afternoon, and he's through 4 scoreless. No runs a hit, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the fourth is next.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Oh, wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion!
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Bobblehead with a theme ticket on the 16th. That's the Friday night game. And then on Saturday, May 17th, the first 25,000 fans receive a 2015 World Series Championship replica ring. Learn more at royals.com/anniversary.
Time for the bottom of the 4th inning at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals have a 2-0 lead over the White Sox. Michael Massey's ready to lead off, then Hunter Renfroe, and then Drew Waters against 28-year-old right-hander Davis Martin. Well, the Royals are going for a 4-game sweep to start this homestand. And then the Red Sox are in town this weekend. 6:40 first pitch tomorrow, 6:10 on Saturday, and then a 1:10 series finale on Sunday. And among those games, the Saturday game pits Cole Reagans against Garrett Crochet. A couple of very talented lefties, and Crochet's the former White Sox. Something to look forward to. First pitch to Massey, and he takes a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. And this is the all-Sox homestand. First the white ones, and then the red ones. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, and the count's now 1-1 on Michael Massey. He doubled his first time up, but got stranded at third. Martin delivers, and Massey rolls it foul first base side, 1-2. Now, Massey's adjusted his batting stance a little bit over the last week now. Most specifically, he's adjusted his bat path. And it all starts with a cue of where he starts with his bat. The pitch. It's high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And before, Massey was holding his bat a little bit above his back shoulder. Now he rests it on his back shoulder and picks it up right as the pitcher's ready to deliver. The 2-2. And Massey pokes it to the left side. Mydroth dives. Smothered is on the grass. Quick throw to first. Massey beats it out. He's safe. And Michael Massey's 2 for 2. That's the kind of ground ball that Hud would call a worm burner. It barely got off the grass. The dirt slowed it down a little bit too. And Mydroth made a great play to have a chance to make a play, but it developed too slowly. Infield hit for Michael Massey. He's 2 for 2. Brings up Hunter Renfroe with a runner on first and nobody out. Royals 2, White Sox nothing. Bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. And Renfroe fouls it off to the right. It's 0-1. Now, Michael was saying the reason why he's keeping his bat resting on his back shoulder when he starts is that it helps him have a better alignment with his bat path. It keeps the bat path in the zone a little bit longer. The 0-1. And Renfroe foul tips it into Caro's mitt. And it's a strike 0-2. And the idea for Massey is that he wants his bat to be at a 90-degree angle to his spine. That's the cue. That's the alignment. And it's working. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Snap throw to first. Massey dives back safely. He also said something interesting, Danny, talking to him about where he saw it, how he started doing. He said it's similar to what George Brett used to do, as instructed by Charlie Lau once upon a time. Spinning a toss to first, and Massey dives back safely. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Renfroe. And the pitch. Wave and a miss, strike 3. Renfroe went out for a cutter, down and away. Second strikeout for Davis Martin. Now 1 gone in the bottom of the 4th, and Drew Waters comes to the plate.
Yeah, some hitters, maybe all the really great hitters, have had a little trigger to start their swing. Brett, his little trigger You ever watch Jack Nicklaus, the golfer, swing? He had that little head turn. That was his trigger. Brett's trigger.
First pitch to Waters, lifted into shallow left center field. Baldwin sprints in, leans out, lunges, and makes the grab. He took away a hit from Waters, and Massey goes back to first with 2 outs.
Those of you who can remember Brett's swing, and a lot of Royals fans could, he always started, he'd just go back very slightly before he started his move toward the ball and the pitcher. And just this little move back, I could show it better if we were on TV. That was his trigger. That's what got him started. That's what got him into the rhythm.
Similar to what Massey's doing now. First pitch to Fermin, and he takes a fastball just low for ball 1. We see that with Bobby Witt Jr. a little bit too. Not in the same way that Massey's doing, but when Bobby's at the plate, he twists his hips back toward the catcher just a little bit before the delivery. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball high, 2 balls, no strikes.
The theory is you don't want to start your swing from a dead stop in all parts of your body, which makes sense. You're activating everything.
Here's the pitch. Fermin swings and misses at a slider. It's 2-1.
I'm not sure you want to activate everything. Let's make that clear. That, let's say it activates the muscles.
You start moving.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah.
The 2-1. Fermin swings and misses. It's 2-2. Now, the hitting gurus in scientific terms will tell you that you start building and storing potential energy to unleash the kinetic energy of the swing.
What you said.
Martin delivers. Low and outside, and the count's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Massey gets a head start at first base with a full count and 2 outs. Royals up 2-0, bottom of the 4th.
The very basic fundamental of good hitting, you must be balanced. If you're not balanced, you got no chance.
Toss to first, and Massey was balanced, and he dives back in the bag safely.
And that's very simple. It's not that simple to do that, but that's the thing you have to have. If you're balanced, the plate is not there, neither are you.
Payoff pitch, rolled toward third. Vargas makes a backhand stop, lofts the throw to first in time for the out, and that ends the inning. So Massey leads off with an infield hit, but doesn't advance. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns before the first pitch. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show. Weekdays at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Sharp for Chris Bubich. He has faced 1 batter over the minimum and needed just 43 pitches through 4 scoreless innings.
Been impressive, and a couple of double plays turned behind him by his infield teammates. And he'll face Andrew Vaughn, Joshua Palacios, Lenine Sosa. 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the White Sox lineup here in the 5th inning as Royals lead it 2-0. They've been winning a lot of close games during this great run. And certainly in this series, 2-1 last night, 3-0 Monday, 4-3 Tuesday right now again. 2-zip is right-handed hitting. Vaughn stands in, having struck out his first time. Lefty Bubic delivers. And the first pitch breaking ball misses high for a ball. Andrew Vaughn snapped a 13-game on-base streak last night. He's off to a slow start this year overall. He's hit Bubic pretty well in his career. He does have a home run against him. 1-0. And the pitch and a swing, and it was down and in, and he yanked it foul. And Jake, we saw Baltimore over the weekend. We saw Adley Rutschman. We always refer back to the 2019 draft in which Adley Rutschman went number 1 overall to Baltimore. Bobby Witt came to the Royals number 2 overall in that 2019 draft. The first round, 1-1, and a swing and a tapper foul. And this guy at the plate was number 3 overall by the White Sox. So you look back at the 2018 season, because there was no draft lottery back in those days. Baltimore in the 2018 season earned that first pick with a 47-115 record. The Royals had a 58-104 season, so they earned the second spot, taking Bobby. Next pitch, swing, and a liner slice down the right field line. That's a fair ball headed for the corner. Chasing it down will be Renfroe, and Vaughn will pull into second with a leadoff double. Leadoff double in the third inning didn't lead to anything for Chicago as Sosa was into second to start the inning, but Vaughn does so here to the opposite field with a 6th double on the year. So again, in that 18 season, Baltimore had just a miserable, 47 win year. The Royals won 58. The White Sox were 62-100 that year. They had the 3rd worst record, and they had the 3rd pick, and they took Vaughn, and he's at second right now. And the batter is Palacios, left-handed batter. Their DH. First pitch is up and in for ball 1.
Now that draft is shaping up to be one of the most talented drafts in recent memory, too. There have already been 8 All-Stars from that first round alone.
Vaughn leading from second, nobody down. Left-handed hitter Palacios waits, 1-0 pitch, and a swing and a miss at a fastball up. Yeah, and you look at that, just the top part of that first round. Rutschman first, Witt second, Vaughn third. J.J. Bleday went 4th to Miami. Riley Green, who we see with Detroit, was the 5th overall pick. C.J. Abrams was 6th. Corbin Carroll was later in that first round. There's a ground ball left side. Softly hit. Bobby has it. Quick throw to first, and Vinny unable to dig out the ball in the dirt. Bobby had the runner right in front of him, and he had to kind of wait for Vaughn to get out of his way. And so it's a base hit for Palacios, and all of a sudden the White Sox are rallying now with first and third and nobody down.
Now that's a situation where Witt was probably better off trying to go to third base and throw in front of Vaughn, who, like you said, Stu, had just crossed in front of him when he picked up the ball. Witt certainly had plenty of time to try and make that throw to third if he wanted to.
Well, Chris Bubic has had to deal with base runners quite a bit today. A couple of double play balls have helped him out. If he gets a ground ball double play here, a run would score. They're playing for the double play with the infield back. First and third, nobody down. Outfield straight up. The hitter is right-handed batting. Lenin Sosa doubled his first time. Here's the pitch, and he takes a fastball at the knees called strike. Vaughn the runner at third, Palacios at first. Sosa waits. Bubic has 4 strikeouts today. He could use one now. Here's the 0-1, and a swing and a slicer foul out of play off to the right into this large Thursday afternoon crowd with a lot of youngsters here for School Day at the K, a great tradition that started here in Kansas City and has spread around the major leagues. A lot of teams do a School Day promotion for a day game where they bus in a lot of kids from schools in the region. Time now called. Straight up defense for their second baseman Sosa, who has 2 homers and now 5 doubles on the year. 2-0 Royals here in the 5th. And the pitch and a swing and a grounder to third. Garcia has it. He's coming home. Freddie with a tag. Out at home. So it's still 2-0 as Sosa reaches on the fielder's choice, and Garcia firing home to get Vaughn. And so now 2 men on, but there is 1 out, and the 0 still on the board for Chicago.
That was perfect execution from Michael Garcia. Fielded, transferred through in one motion, and he threw it on a perfect target for Fermin to put the tag down. It doesn't get better than that.
Here's Brooks Baldwin, right-handed batter, lined out to right field his first time, and he takes a breaking ball in the dirt. Freddie blocks it, keeps it within reach, and keeps the runners where they are. Palacios at second base and Sosa at first. So the Royals lead 2-0. They've out-hit Chicago 6-5. White Sox today have only stranded one runner. Again, a couple of double play balls have helped Bubic erase a couple of base runners, but Chicago certainly had their opportunities, and they have another one now. 1-0. Here's the pitch, and the batter checks his swing and takes a strike. Brooks Baldwin had his first big league hit in this ballpark a year ago. Came in hitting .250, 3 homers, 5 doubles, 15 driven in. Left fielder, switch hitter, batting right-handed. 1-1 pitch, shows bunt, takes one low. 2-1. Well, Jake mentioned it's all Sox this series. The Red Sox here tomorrow night. And Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. 2-1. And the pitch. And a swing and a grounder back to Bubic. He goes to second, to Massey for one on to first. The third double play of the day. And it's started by Chris Bubic as he keeps the White Sox off the board. It goes 1-4-3. And we go to the bottom of the fifth. 2-0 Royals.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive. A showstopper. We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit him.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues. Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Low-scoring, close games. Not all of them have been that way, but a lot of them have been. So far today has been. Top of the order, Jonathan India. A couple of fly ball outs today. One to right, one to left. First pitch, down and away, ball one from right-hander Davis Martin. 2-6-0 for the Royals, 0-5-0 for the White Sox. Here in the fifth. India waits, righty deals, and a fastball misses in, and it's 2-0. India, Witt, Pasquantino. If somebody gets on, Salvi would bat cleanup in inning number 5. Righty delivers. Breaking ball down and away. Did the batter go? No. On appeal. DJ Rayburn, proud graduate of Hope College in Holland, Michigan, says no swing. 3-0. And the pitch. And that's upstairs, a 4-pitch walk. India leads the team in walks, and that's number 20 on the year. So we're not quite a quarter of the way through the season, so obviously that's an 80-walk pace. Royals have not had a lot of players over the years draw tons of walks. Kevin Seitzer, the last Royal to walk 100 times, and that was in 1989. So India's on to start things off, and here's Bobby. Pitch. Swing, and he fouls it straight back on a fastball. Pretty good cut. Bobby hitting his 5th homer of the year last night. He's driven in 4 of the Royals coming into this game. 4 of the Royals' 9 runs in this series. And he scored 1 of the runs today in the pitch. Down and away. 1-1 the count. Bobby singled in the 3rd inning with 1 out. Stole 2nd. Went to 3rd on a ground out. Came home on a Salvador Perez single. Now the 1-1. Slider down and away, way outside. So hitters count for Bobby. 14 doubles, 5 homers, 11 steals. India leads from first. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a liner into center field for a base hit. So a walk and a single to start the 5th inning for the Royals. First and second, nobody down for Vinny Pasquantino, who's begun to heat up. Mike Vasso begins warming up in the White Sox bullpen, a right-hander. Davis Martin has allowed 2 runs on 7 hits so far. And now Ethan Katz, the pitching coach, pops out of that 3rd base dugout for the White Sox. They have a visit with Davis Martin as Vinny comes up there. Vinny is now 5 out of 13 in this series, including a single and a run scored today. He's had a bunch of productive days offensively of late. A 2-hit day yesterday. In Tuesday night's wild comeback victory, Vinny had 2 singles. He drew a walk in the 8th inning, came home on that Salvi double that pulled the Royals within 1, and even his first at bat in that game was a hard liner to second base. So he has really been picking it up. And today he has a base hit to right field. A run scored. He's also grounded to short. And the school day kids are making it nice and loud as the Royals try to rally here in the 5th. India at second, Bobby at first. Infield pulled around to the right. First pitch to Vinny Pasquantino. Swing, and he pulls it foul. Is in on him. That skipped right into the Royals dugout. And Luke Maile had to jump out of the way, and he may have taken a hit there, Jake. He was right up against the railing, and that ball was on him in a hurry. 0-1.
He's got a smile. He's back on the railing somewhere else now, though.
Yeah. 0-1. Swing and a line drive, deep right field. Back goes the right fielder. Make the catch. Michael A. Taylor for the out. Tagging at second, heading to third is India, but a productive out by Vinny Pasquantino as he gets a man to third with less than 2 down. And he drove the ball to deep right. So now they're at the corners with 1 down for Salvi, who's already had a big day. RBI double in the first, RBI single in the third, but he's going to face a new pitcher. Here comes Venable, Will Venable, their new manager this year, number 1 in that black uniform top. Pitching change here at Kauffman Stadium with the Royals leading 2-0.
Close your eyes and think back to your first game. The smell of leather, the sound of the crowd. It felt bigger than life. At Capital Federal, we believe every dream starts with a...
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
New pitcher is right-hander, number 61, 25-year-old Mike Vasil, V-A-S-I-L. And he is a Major League rookie, and this is his 11th Major League pitching appearance. And he's got first and third, one out, facing Salvador Perez, RBI double, RBI single today. 2-0 Royals in the fifth. The right-hander comes set, deals. Salvi takes a fastball inside, ball one. Vasil is out of University of Virginia. Drafted by the Mets 4 years ago. This 25-year-old 6'5" right-hander who's got a 0.92 ERA in 10 appearances. Now a pickoff throw to first. Bobby dives back in. It was a high throw as Andrew Vaughn holds Bobby on over there at first base. India walked to start the inning, then Bobby with a base hit, and then a fly ball by Vinny Pasquantino moved India to third. One out now, Salvi up with a 1-0 count. And the pitch and a swing and a ball well hit but pulled foul down the left side. Gave it a good ride. 110 off his bat, but well fouled down the left side. And it's 1-1 on the Royals captain, who's DHing again today. 2 homers, 12 doubles coming in. Now 13 doubles for Salvi. Ball and a strike. Now the pitch. And it's a breaking ball down and in. 2-1. On deck, it's Michael Garcia. Royals 1 in the first, 1 in the third. 2 balls, 1 strike. Vasil comes set. Runner goes off first. Pitch is a strike call. Throw down to second. He is late. Stolen base. Second of the day for Bobby. He's got 13 on the year, and the Royals have 2 men in scoring position, and Salvi's looking at a 2-2 count. So now, with KC leading 2-0 here in the 5th inning, and with second and third and 1 out, the infield comes in. 2-2 on Salvi. The pitch. Swings and he fouls it back. It was in on him. Fouled it back to the netting. We'll do it again. White Sox trying to avoid getting swept. Royals looking for a 4-game sweep. And a 6th straight win. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now time is called by the hitter. They're about halfway in on the left side, not in all the way. They're in all the way on the right side. Of course, Salvi hits it so hard, it'll get on you in plenty of time usually if you're in halfway. 2-2. And the pitch. And a called strike 3. Salvi rung up by James Hoy, the home plate umpire, and Salvi with a few words for him as he walks away. Second out of the inning, and now the infield can move back.
Salvi might have thought that pitch was a little bit up, but it bent back down and over the plate about letter high. I think Salvi was just talking to Hoy to confirm that that's where the ball was.
Now it is red-hot Michael Garcia with 2 down, and second and third the pitch. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Sweeper from the 6'5" right-hander Vasil. Garcia, a couple of groundouts today. He hasn't had many offers. 0-1. And the pitch. And he tried to check, did he? He did, as they appeal. No swing of the pitch down. And it's 1-1 on the Royals' third baseman today, Michael Garcia, who came in 3 for 8 in the series with a double, couple of steals. India third, Witt at second, 2 down. 1-1 pitch. And it missed low, and it's 2-1. First base open, Michael Massey on deck. Garcia's just been on fire during this stretch in which the Royals have won 14 of 16. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball low, 3-1. Breeze continues to blow in from right field on a gorgeous Thursday afternoon. A single can double the Royals' lead. They lead 2-0 here in the 5th. Straight up defense for Michael Garcia. And the 3-1. And he takes a fastball in the inside corner for a strike. And the count is full with 2 down. From the stretch, Vassell delivers. And a swing and a slicer foul down the right side. A couple of White Sox going after it, but it's going to be backing out of play, and we'll do it again. Their starter, Davis Martin, went 4 1/3, gave up 2 runs. He's responsible for the 2 guys on base right now. Meanwhile, Chris Bubich has pitched 5 scoreless for the Royals today with 4 strikeouts. Another 3-2. Breaking ball, fly ball, hit in the air. Left center field. Back goes Robert. Back he goes. Hits off the fence. 2 men score. Garcia's not stopping at second. He'll get to third with a 2-run triple. And the Royals double their lead. It's 4-0 here in the 5th inning. Garcia gave that ball a ride, and it almost carried out of here. High off the fence as India and Witt come around to score, and the Royals get a big hit here in the 5th inning.
And he hit it so hard off that wall that it bounded back into center field. And Garcia got to third standing up. There wasn't even close to a play at the bag.
First triple of the year. He's at third for now Massey, who lines one foul down the right side out of play. It's amazing what Garcia's been doing. And he and Witt in particular, those two, been doing a lot of the heavy lifting. 0-1 pitch, grounder to the right side. Second baseman Sosa from the edge of the outfield grass throws into first for the out. But the big hit, the triple by Garcia. The Royals double their lead. We go to the 6th, 4-0 KC.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Ram Trucks. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
To 741-741. Well, Jake, a very big hit by Michael Garcia. Ball that almost got out of here, but it did the trick. A long, loud 2-run triple, and it's 4-0 now.
Largest lead of the day for the Royals. Chris Bubich faces Michael A. Taylor and misses outside with a first pitch fastball. That's ball 1. It's actually the largest lead of this series for either team. 4-0 Royals in the top of the 6th. Bubich delivers, and Taylor swings and misses at a slider. It's 1-1. Well, big congratulations to Michael A. Taylor. As of today, he has reached 10 years of Major League service. This is his 1,114th career game. The pitch. Popped up foul, first base side out of play, and it's 1-2. He's the 9th player this year to reach the 10-year mark. One of those 9 is Royals right-hander Michael Lorenzen, who's slated to start tomorrow night's series opener against the Red Sox. The 1-2. Taylor swings and misses at a changeup, strike 3. 5 Ks for Bubic now. One gone at the top of the 6th, then back to the top of the White Sox lineup and Chase Meidron. Now, Michael A. Taylor's now 34 years old. Originally a 6th-round pick by the Nationals in 2009. Broke in with the Nationals in 2014. Won the World Series with them 5 years later in 2019. First pitch to Meidron, and he takes high for ball 1. Then after the 2020 season, it was the 2 years here with the Royals. The Twins in 23, the Pirates last year, the White Sox this year. 10 years of big league service for Michael A. Taylor. Congratulations. Here's the pitch. Meidron takes high, 2 balls, no strikes. Royals 4, White Sox nothing. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Sun splashed Thursday afternoon. Here's the 2-0 pitch. A little bit high, and it's 3-0 on Meidron. Now, Bubic has not issued a walk in this game. He's struck out 5. He's scattered 5 hits. He's faced just 3 over the minimum. He delivers. And there's a strike. 3-1 now. Now, Bubic has lowered his ERA as of this exact moment to 1.75. That is the 6th lowest in baseball. The 3-1. Slider spins in for a strike, 3-2. Yoshinobu Yamamoto currently has an ERA under 1 with the Dodgers, 0.90. He has been incredible, and then some. Here's the payoff pitch. Popped up foul, first base side out of play, still 3-2. Max Fried has gotten off to an outstanding start with the Yankees. He's got an ERA of 1.05. Kodai Senga with the Mets, 1.16. Tyler Mahle with the Rangers, a resurgent start to his year, 1.48 ERA. And Hunter Brown with the Astros has been dastardly. He's got a 1.67 ERA. And then Bubic. Now, Freddie Fermin just got called for catcher's interference. And Matt Quatrero comes out from behind home plate. There wasn't even a pitch. So it's a little bit unclear how that can even be called. And James Hoy, who's the home plate umpire and the crew chief, is now talking to DJ Rayburn, the first base umpire. And now all the umpires come over. I'm not sure I've ever seen catcher's interference without a pitch being thrown. What is it that he interfered with?
Was he wheeling the bat around before the pitch?
Or maybe it was a pitch timer violation.
Maybe that's it.
But the motion that James Hoy made was the interference motion, as if there was contact with Freddie Fermin, and Freddie was as perplexed as anybody.
Now they're waving him back.
And now they're waving him back. And so now Will Venable's going to come out of the third base dugout and get an explanation, understandably. And, well, unfortunately, we're not going to get an explanation, though it would be all too easy for James Hoy to flick on his microphone and just tell everybody here what's happening, because the truth is, right now there are only, 6 people that actually know what just happened.
Take one sentence is all we need.
The 4 umpires and the 2 managers, the only ones with any sort of awareness of what's happening. Now, Bubic is throwing some warm-up tosses.
By the way, you're talking about Bubic and how well he's been pitching and those impressive numbers. And, after last night, what Waka did with the 7 innings and all these other starters. And Bobby said it so well after the game. He said, we have 5 aces here. That's the way we look at it. And they're all pitching like it.
So still 3 balls and 2 strikes on Meidron. To be sure, he steps back to the plate after some confusion. To be honest, still not even sure that catcher's interference was the thing that caused the confusion. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three. And Meitroff goes from first base back to the third base dugout, as confused as anyone. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Boy, what a bizarre sequence. It works out for Bubic and the Royals. Bubic has struck out 6 now across 5 2/3 innings. Now facing Miguel Vargas. And the pitch. Rolled foul third base side, and it's 0-1. And to your points, Stu, you take a look at the Royals starting rotation, which entered today with a collective ERA of 3.02. Second best in all of baseball. 18 quality starts, the most in baseball, on the precipice of another here. 0-1 to Vargas, and he takes a sweeper for a strike. It's 0-2. Michael Lorenzen's ERA is 4.23. That's the highest of anyone in the rotation.
Right, and he's pitched well.
That's the high water mark.
Well, you know, you think about the whole team when they come to the ballpark each day with that knowledge that you're going to get a pretty good chance you're going to get a good start, and you're going to have a chance to win that game.
Here's the pitch. Flick down the right field line, tailing, sinking, foul. Still 0-2. Well, Reagan's through 7 starts, a 3.79 ERA. Lugo through 8 starts, 2.84. Waka through 8 starts, 2.98 after his outstanding 7 shutout inning performance last night. Again, Bubic is down to 1.75. He delivers, and Vargas fouls another one off to the right, out of play, still 0-2. And then again, Lorenzen at 4.23.
And the ripple effects are far and wide, and you go down to the bullpen, which is the least used bullpen in baseball, and they're having a great year.
0-2 again, and Vargas dribbles it foul behind home plate, still 0-2.
And there's a correlation there, of course. You use them less, they're better rested, they're ready to go, they're not overtaxed, and you get through a long season if you can not overtax those guys. That's one of the things that Mike Lorenzen told us on a pregame show. He said, we're trying to give these guys innings so that bullpen's sharp in September and October.
Still 0-2 on Vargas. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, Fermin blocks it, 1-2. And the bullpen has a 2.93 ERA. That is the 5th best bullpen ERA in baseball. One ball, 2 strikes on Vargas with the bases empty and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Down and in, and it's 2-2. And another thing about Lorenzen, even though his ERA is at 4.23, 2 of his last 3 starts have been quality starts, 6 innings of 1-run ball. In fact, he's done that 3 times this year. Pitching's been great. Bubic delivers, and Vargas fouls off another off to the right into the lower stands. Still 2-2 on Miguel Vargas. Bubic has had to throw nearly 20 pitches in this inning. By far the most he's had to throw in a single inning today. About to throw his 9th pitch to Vargas. Another 2-2. And Vargas hits it in the air. Left center field. Drew Waters ambles underneath it, stares through the sunglasses, makes the catch, and the inning is over. 6 shutout innings for Chris Bubic this afternoon. And it has been a relative breeze for the Royals lefty.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Contestant Darren Brock from Oregon, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Darren wins $400. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park in this inning, Darren wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals.
Hunter Renfroe prepares to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Then Drew Waters, then Freddie Fermin against right-hander Mike Vassell. He stays on after finishing off the bottom of the 5th. Royals 4, White Sox nothing. Vassell came on in relief of Davis Martin. Vassell entered with runners on first and third and one out. Struck out Salvador Perez, but then Michael Garcia got him for a 2-run, 2-out RBI triple. That's how the Royals doubled their lead in the 5th. Now Renfroe comes to the plate, 0 for 2 today. Vassell delivers. And Renfroe backs out of the way of a sinker. Up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Now, Mike Vassell has had kind of a fascinating last 5 months or so. He delivers, and Renfroe takes inside, 2 balls, no strikes. He was an 8th-round pick by the Mets. That was back in 2021. He came out of UVA. The 2-0 pitch. Renfroe hits it high in the air, left center field. Baldwin and Robert converge. It's Robert, the center fielder, who makes the grab. Step onto the warning track. Renfroe's out, 1 away. Brings up Drew Waters now, switch hitter batting left-handed. Now, Vassell was pretty highly regarded prospect in the Mets organization, but they did not add him to their 40-man roster last fall. And then Vassell wound up as a Rule 5 draft pick. The Philadelphia Phillies took him in the Rule 5 draft. Sort of. Here's the pitch. Waters rips it foul first base side right off the tarp, and it's 0-1. See, this happens quite a bit with the Rule 5 draft. There are some teams that have a pick but don't really want to use it, and other teams that have multiple players they want to select, and so they'll work out some trades ahead of time and ask teams to take a player for them. Here's the 0-1. Waters flails and misses at a cutter. It's 0-2. And that's what happened with Vassell. The Tampa Bay Rays had already made their Rule 5 draft pick. They selected Nate Lavender, coincidentally, ironically, also from the Mets system. But the Rays wanted Vassell too. The pitch. It's high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And so the Rays said to the Phillies, hey, do you mind just taking Mike Vassell for us, and then we'll trade him for you. Give you some cash in return. So that's what happened. Here's the pitch. It bounces in and skips away from Caro. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Waters. So Vassell, technically, selected in the Rule 5 by the Phillies, traded immediately to the Rays, but he didn't make the Rays out of spring training. And by rule, he got offered back to his original team. The 2-2 pitch is rolled foul first base side. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that gave the Mets the opportunity to say, well, we'd like to add him back to our roster, or no thanks. The Mets declined, and so Vassell was placed on waivers, and the White Sox claimed him from the Rays. Another 2-2. Waters rolls it through the right side, a base hit into right field. A 1-out single for Drew Waters. They had fouled off a bunch, including pulling a handful, foul on the first base side, and finally kept one fair. Brings up Freddie Fermin. And so, Mike Vassell still has Rule 5 draft pick status, where he has to remain on the White Sox roster for the entire season or be sent back to his original team. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Kind of a weird procedural, contractual quirk for Vassell. But so far, so good. His ERA is under 1 in his now 11 appearances with the Rays. Here's the pitch. Fermin swings and misses at a fastball, and it's 1-1. Well, Vassell has only given up 2 earned runs, so that does not include inherited runners that he's allowed to score, like the 2 in the 5th inning. Vassell has struck out 14. He's also walked 12, though, and he's hit 3 batters, so he's been wild. The 1-1, low and outside. 2 balls and a strike now on for me. But it's a good pickup and a good find for a White Sox team that is looking for pieces to build upon. Vassell's certainly one. Shane Smith, another Rule 5 draft pick, is certainly another. Spinner to throw to first, and Waters dives back safely. 4-0 Royals. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Runner on first with 1 out. 9 hits now for the Royals after Waters' single. Here's the pitch. Fermin swings and misses at a fastball above the zone. The count's now 2-2. Well, the Royals had 10 hits last night, but only the 2 runs to show for it. The Royals were just 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. And the Royals are 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position today. The 2-2, Waters takes off. Sweeper down and away. Caro's throw to second, not in time. And the Royals have their 3rd stolen base against Edgar Caro today. Waters is into scoring position. Fermin checked his swing successfully, and so the count's full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Fermin rolls it foul behind home plate into the backstop netting. And the count's still full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. White Sox have some more action in their bullpen. Lefty Jared Schuster is warming up. Here comes another 3-2. Fermin bounces it softly left side, takes an angled hop off the mound. Meidroth picks it up at short, throws to first in time for the out. 2 away. And Waters advances to third on the slow roller to the left side. Back to the top of the Royals lineup, and Jonathan India, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. He's now reached base in 12 of his last 13 games. And he's scored 9 runs in that span. Vassell delivers, and India takes a sweeper that stays inside, ball 1. India is also in the midst of a 4-game hitting streak. Hasn't extended that yet today. Here's the pitch. And it's a sweeper, knee high, called strike. And it's now 1-1 on Jonathan India. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back, 1-2. With 4 runs for the Royals today, you know what that means. The Royals have been more successful than any team in baseball this year when they score at least 4 runs. The Royals are 14-1 this season when scoring at least 4 runs in a game. Still doesn't hurt to add to it. It's at least 4 ones, right? The 1-2. India bounces it down the third base line. A fair ball past Vargas and toward the left field corner. Waters is in to score. India jogs to second. He's got a 2-out RBI double. And the Royals have scored 5 runs today against the White Sox. It's 5-0 in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, isn't it nice to see some tack-on runs?
Now, you don't get bonus points for winning a game by 1 run, but it sure feels better when you can win it by 2 or 3 or 4.
I mean, it's great to be able to win it by 1.
First pitch to Witt now. Fastball in for a strike, and it's 0-1.
But you don't necessarily need high leverage every inning of every game.
No question. The 0-1 pitch. Sweeper inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Meanwhile, Bubic has been cruising 77 pitches in 6 shutout innings. And there is nobody warming up in the Royals bullpen, so Bubic is readying for the 7th. Vassell delivers. Outside. 2 balls, 1 strike on Bobby Witt Jr. Well, right now, Bubic is in the first base dugout. He just got a little cup of water. Staying hydrated on a warm afternoon. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bobby Witt Jr. He's 2 for 3 today. Couple of singles. He's also stolen 2 bases. He's also scored 2 runs. And now he's got a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Go figure. Deuce is wild. India leads off second. Spin and a throw to second, and India lunges back to the bag standing. Sosa's tag wasn't in time. Vassell wants a new baseball. Sends the one he had toward the third base dugout, and Justin Jerschley picks it up. He was hanging out on the top step. Two-two. Hit on the ground to the left side, and it sneaks through into left center, a base hit. India was off on contact. He rounds third. He's in to score. Witt hustles to second, and he dives into the bag safely with an RBI double. The Royals extend their lead again. It's now 6-0 in the bottom of the 6th, thanks to back-to-back 2-out RBI doubles from Jonathan India and now Bobby Witt Jr.
And when you hit it on the ground at 107 miles an hour, as Bobby just did, it makes it easier to get by a diving shortstop.
And you wonder, too, if India off on contact might have obscured Mydrov just enough to make that tougher. So the Royals played a pair. Will Venable comes out of the dugout. He's making the pitching change with the lefty Schuster ready in the bullpen and the lefty Pasquantino due up. Venable goes to the pad.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on MLB Network. The MLB Network Podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network Podcast, presented by New Balance, Sundays at 11:30 Eastern.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
I've been a cattle rancher for my entire life, and now I'm a wind farmer too.
Sponsored by the American Clean Power Association.
We continue the 6th and pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Royals Baseball Network.
You're listening to the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City in Odyssey Sports Station.
First pitch to Vinny Pasquantino is a slider in for a strike. It's 0-1. Jarrett Schuster's the new pitcher with Vinny Pasquantino at the plate. A runner on second and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Numped foul, third base side, spinning toward the dugout, 0-2. The Royals have opened up a 6-0 lead over the White Sox, thanks to back-to-back 2-out RBI doubles. One from Jonathan India, one from Bobby Witt Jr. And Witt's 3 for 4 today. He leads off second. And now the pitch. Fastball up and in, and Pasquantino twists out of the way. Counts now 1-2. So 6 runs on 11 hits now. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit in the air to straightaway center. Luis Robert lines it up, drifts to his right, stares through sunglasses and makes the catch. And Pasquantino's out to end the inning. But the Royals come through with a couple more clutch knocks. India and Witt with back-to-back.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance. What?
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastballs. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Darren Brock from Oregon, Missouri receives 2 tickets to a future Royals home game and a $10 reloadable MySonic card.
Now to the 7th at Kauffman Stadium. Royals lead the White Sox 6-0. And Chris Bubich is back on the mound. He's thrown just 77 pitches today. Facing Edgar Carroll, switch hitter batting right-handed. And the pitch. It's a fastball over the low outside corner called strike, and it's 0-1. So can Bubich match Michael Wacha, who threw 7 shutout innings just yesterday? Here's the 0-1. It's a sweeper just outside, barely missed, and the count's now 1-1. Now, Bubich has already completed 7 shutout innings in his start this year. He did that against the Rockies back in late April. The 1-1 skips in. The count's now 2 balls, 1 strike on Carroll. And that is also Bubich's career high in innings pitched in a single game. He's now done that 5 times in his major league career. The 2-1. Caro takes a slider low, and the count's now 3-1. Bubich has not issued a walk today. He's struck out 6. He's allowed 5 hits. Now the 3-1. Fastball swung out and missed, and the count's 3-2. Bubich's fastball has been excellent today. It has been the star of many of his shows over the course of the season. Now the payoff to Carroll. Fastball just low and in, and that's ball 4, and so Bubich issues his first walk. That brings up Luis Robert Jr., who normally would not be a double play candidate, though he did hit into an inning-ending double play back in the 4th inning. Roberts 0 for 2 today. Runner on first, nobody out, top of the 7th. Royals up 6-0. First pitch to Robert. Fastball laced into left center field, down into the gap. India plays it on 1 bounce and tosses toward third. Carroll's over to second. Roberts on at first. And the White Sox have arguably their best scoring opportunity of the day. Runners on first and second, nobody out. They had runners on first and third with nobody out back in the 5th, but Bubich got an out on a grounder to third, and Garcia threw out Andrew Vaughn at the plate, and then there was an inning-ending double play. Brian Sweeney's out of the first base dugout. Maybe to quell some of the momentum, give Bubic a breather. John Schreiber is warming up in the Royals bullpen. And no need to overextend Bubic, who, remember, is still in his first full season after Tommy John surgery. He came back in July of last year and pitched exclusively out of the bullpen and was outstanding. In between his rehab starts in the minors and his bullpen work last year, regular season and postseason, he threw a lot of high-leverage, high-stress pitches. But still, this is his first full year and as a starter. Sweeney's back in the dugout. First pitch to Andrew Vaughn, and it's a little bit high for ball one. Now, Vaughn doubled his last time around. He's 1 for 2. He is very much a double play candidate. Now, Vaughn grounded into 13 double plays last year. Here's the pitch. Sweeper nips the outside edge, called strike, 1-1. You'd think that depending upon where Bubic's pitch count climbs to, that he'd get the chance to finish off the inning. Complete 7 scoreless. The pitch, down and in, 2 balls, 1 strike on Andrew Vaughn. And there's something to be said, too. In the last inning, Bubic had to wait a little bit longer. Not only did the Royals put together a 2-run rally in the bottom of the 6th, but there was a mid-inning pitching change. The 2-1. Vaughn hacks it foul, back behind home plate, into the sweet level. The count's now 2 balls, 2 strikes on Andrew Vaughn. Runners on first and second, nobody out, top of the 7th. Royals up 6-0. Here's the pitch. Vaughn pops it up, shallow left field. Bobby Witt Jr. points to it. Jonathan India camps underneath it, stares through sunglasses, and makes the catch. And Vaughn's out, 1 away. And there's a big first out of the inning, because now Bubic can coax a grounder and get out of it with a double play. He's already done that 3 times today. He's induced 3 inning-ending double plays in this game. Lefty Joshua Palacios steps to the plate. Here's the pitch. Sweeper swung out and missed, and it's 0-1. .90 pitches now for Bubic through 6 1/3 innings. The 0-1. Sweeper swung out and missed, and it's 0-2. And we saw flashes of what could possibly be when Bubic took the mound as a starter in the beginning of the 2023 season. Now, you could tell that something clicked with Brian Sweeney and Zach Bove and Mitch Stetter, the new Royals pitching staff at that time. Oh-2 to Palacios. Check swing on a slider down and away. He went around, strike 3. And Bubic gets the second out of the inning. 7 Ks for Bubic. And now the only batter standing in his way of 7 scoreless is Lenny Sosa. Well, we saw what the potential could be. And then Bubic unfortunately needed Tommy John surgery after just 3 starts in 2023. The pitch. Hit on the ground towards shortstop. Witt scoops it up. Underhand shovel to Massey covering second. And it is a fitting end to an outstanding afternoon. Chris was cruising today. And he finishes 7 shutout innings.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on MLB Network. The MLB Network Podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network Podcast, presented by New Balance, Sundays at 11:30 Eastern.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Shutout innings. He ties his career high. 6th time he's done it in his career. 2nd time this season. He follows up what Michael Wacha did yesterday. So back-to-back starts of 7 shutout innings for the Royals. And for Bubic today, 7 scoreless innings. He scattered 6 hits, struck out 7, and issued 1 walk. And now we go to the bottom of the 7th with the Royals leading the White Sox 6-0. Lefty Jared Schuster stays on the mound for the White Sox. And Salvador Perez leads off. Michael Garcia on deck, and then Michael Massey to follow. Salvi got the scoring started back in the bottom of the 1st inning with a 2-out RBI double. Followed that up with a 2-out RBI single in the 3rd. First pitch to Salvi. That's a changeup over the outside corner, called strike 1. And that has been the theme today for the Royals. 2-out RBI hits. Here's the pitch. Outside, and the count's now 1-1. In fact, all 6 runs the Royals have scored today have been with 2 outs. Schuster delivers, and Salvi foul tips into Caro's mid a strike 1-2. There was Salvi's double in the 1st, then his single in the 3rd. Garcia's 2-run triple with 2 outs in the 5th. Back-to-back RBI doubles in the 6th. The pitch. Salvi swings and misses at a high fastball, strike 3, and there's 1 away. Brings up Michael Garcia, who again had that 2-run, 2-out triple back in the bottom of the 5th inning. That at the time doubled the Royals' lead. They've since added a pair more. 6-0 Royals in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Up and away, ball 1. So the Royals are now 6 outs away from sweeping the White Sox, sending the pale hose back to Chicago. The pitch over the outer half of strike 1-1. So if you look out on the field, of the White Sox defenders, only one of them is showing off the high socks. The 1-1 outside, 2-1. That's Andrew Vaughn. And you know what? They are not actual pale hose. He is wearing black stirrups. Here's the pitch. Fastball in for a strike, and the count's now 2-2. You know, it's kind of funny. The Royals are facing both the White Sox and the Red Sox on this homestand. Here's the pitch. Up and away, 3-2. 2 teams named after the color of their socks. There is a third in baseball, the Cincinnati Reds, derived from the Cincinnati Red Stockings, the first professional team. Payoff pitch. Garcia lines it softly toward third. Vargas makes a sliding stop on a knee. Long throw to first on a hop. It pulls Vaughn off the bag, and Garcia's safe. He's got an infield hit. That is another multi-hit game for Michael Garcia. His 9th in the Royals' last 17 games, including today. And he's on at first with 1 out for Michael Massey. No, whoever was naming teams back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, they weren't all that inventive. That's okay. First pitch to Massey. Outside, ball 1. Yeah, the Cincinnati Red Stockings, who folded after just a year, and then they moved to Boston and became the Boston Red Stockings. They preceded the Boston Red Sox. Here's the pitch. Massey lofts it shallow left center field. Robert sprints over, reaches out, makes a lunging, tumbling grab. He takes away a hit from Massey, and Garcia hustles back to first. That's a terrific catch from Luis Robert out in center. 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th, and Hunter Renfroe comes to the plate. Well, kind of funny, though, that 2 of the 8 founding members of the American League were named after the colors of their socks, red and white. Go figure. First pitch to Renfroe. It's in for a strike, and it's 0-1. And the White Sox have been, well, the White Sox now for 125 years. Schuster delivers, and Renfroe takes low. 1 ball, 1 strike. This season is the White Sox 125th anniversary. The 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Originally, the Chicago White Stockings when they were founded, and then they adopted the shortened White Sox in 1904. A couple of years later, won their franchise's first World Series. Schuster delivers, and the fastball is high. 3 balls and a strike on Renfroe. And they've only won 2 others since 1917, and then nearly 100 years later in 2005. The 3-1. Renfroe fists it in the air, shallow left field. Mydroff backpedals from short onto the left field. Grassy makes the catch, and that ends the inning. A quiet bottom of the 7th for the Royals. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left on.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance. What?
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastballs. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Lawrence.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
The bullpen is powered by Wholesale Batteries. Any battery, anytime, delivered anywhere at wholesalebatteries.net. The Royals have a new pitcher on the mound, Denny. Right-hander Chris Stratton is into the game.
And Stratton will be facing the number 8 hitter, and that would be switch hitting Brooks Baldwin. The first pitch is a breaking ball which drops into the strike zone. No balls and 1 strike. You're talking about the originations of the Chicago White Sox franchise. There's a bouncing ball foul over toward the Royals dugout. And the count quickly 0-2. I've discovered here, looking through some White Sox minutia, kind of swing and a miss. I'm not sure what he was swinging at, but neither is he. And down he goes on a throw to first base. That swing right there, that pretty well summarizes up the White Sox in these 4 games. So now Josh Rojas is going to come out and take his hacks. The Chicago team originally came down from St. Paul. And you can understand that. The weather's so much better in Chicago than in Minnesota. Pitched to Rojas. Started to swing and held up. But there was an agreement, as it says, and it landed the St. Paul Saints in Chicago. And then later that year, playing as a Chicago team for the first time, and who knows what the crowd might have been, the White Stockings defeated the University of Illinois by the score of 10-9. Now, don't tell Michael Massey about that. There's a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. He grew up in Illinois, but he did go to the University of Illinois. And the Fighting Illini were downed by the Chicago White Stockings 10-9 in that game. 2 balls and a strike now on Rojas, who's hitting for Michael A. Taylor, and he swings and fouls it off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The winning pitcher in that game was Roy Patterson.
Oh, of course.
So Roy defeated the Fighting Illini by 1 run.
Who could forget Roy Patterson?
I'm sure the U of I tried to, because he defeated them. There's a pitch that missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. One out, bases empty. We are in the 8th. Strike call. And that too sums up the White Sox 4-game series. So a swinging called 3rd strike, and not a good swing.
By the way, Denny, speaking of White Sox history, they're honoring the 20th anniversary of that 05 team this summer, having a reunion, and they're going to unveil a Mark Burley statue in July. How about that?
Here's a pitch a little bit high and outside. Yeah, Burley, I hope they get the statue done quickly, because that's how Burley pitched.
Yeah, I hope they didn't make him pose for it, because he was probably was there for half a second.
Strike on the inside corner to Hydroth.
He was the pitch clock before the pitch clock.
Yes. Burley did pitch a perfect game, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Or at White Sox Park, or whatever they called it that year.
Yeah,
1-2 now, the count.
Really that good great game-saving catch from Dwayne Wise.
That's right.
He robbed a home run in that game.
Because of injury, they had to call up a kind of an obscure catcher from the minor leagues to catch Burley. Pitch in the dirt, check swing, and they say that he didn't carry the bat across the plate. And so Burley and this catcher, who had just reported, probably took the train in that morning. They're walking in from the bullpen. And the catcher said, now, fastball, curveball, changeup. There's a pitch a little bit high and outside, and as they were nearing the infield, Burley turned to him and said, oh, yeah, and by the way, I've got a slider. So that's how much knowledge the two had between them when Burley went on to twirl his perfect game. 3-2 pitch. High pop-up. Right field. Over comes Renfroe, and moving toward the foul line, makes the catch. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to right. Down go the Sox. Bottom of the 8th, coming up, Royals lead.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns before the first pitch. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show. Weekdays at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Defensively now for the Chicago's, Rojas is at third. Maton is in right. Drew Waters is at the plate, and he takes a strike. Drew Waters singled, stole a base, scored a run. His last at bat, he's 1 out of 3, and a swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2. Schuster entered the game in inning number 6, got the final out, and gave up an infield single, and that was it in the 7th. Now the pitch low and inside. Final game of the series, and the Boston Red Sox come to town tomorrow night. Mike Lorenzen goes against a right-hander, Hunter Dobbins. His pitch missed, 2-2 to Waters. And a liner into right field, so a solid hit for Drew Waters, and he's 2 out of 4. That brings up Freddie Fermin. Freddie is hitless, he's 0 for 3. Yeah, the White Sox really have had an interesting history, guys. Bill Veeck was the owner, and he really shook things up. They won the American League pennant in 1959. And Veeck always had something going. He was really pretty much a genius. Freddie takes high and outside. His sense of promotion was nonpareil. I mean, he was right on top of things. Every once in a while, he'd have kind of a goofy promotion that went sideways. Now the pitch swung on and missed. You remember the disco demolition night that turned into a mess?
Oh, yeah. Back in the day.
Yeah. Between games of a doubleheader, and they eventually had to forfeit the game 2. And a foul ball whistles into the Chicago dugout, third base side. 1-2 on Freddie Fermin.
Turned into a promotion that was too successful.
Yeah. Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now Schuster comes set. Pitch to Fermin is high. 2-2. Give you the pitching rotation for the Red Sox series. We mentioned Lorenzen and Dobbins on Friday night. There's a pop foul off first, and Vaughn will watch it drop into the seats. Saturday, it's a 6-10 game. Cole Reagans and Garrett Crochet. Crochet is 3-2 with a 2.02 ERA. Reagan's 2-1 with the 3.7. And a little looper into right center field. It's going to drop in for Freddie Fermin, and Waters around second on his way to third. So back-to-back hits from the 8 and 9 hitters here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Seth Lugo will go on Sunday, and he'll go against Lucas Giolito. So a couple of former White Sox pitching for the Boston Red Sox. So first and third, nobody out. And India chops one foul off his foot. Jonathan India with a walk and a run scored in the 5th, a double, an RBI in the 6th. Scored twice, driven in a run. So Waters at third, Fermin at first, nobody out. Royals now with 14 hits. Schuster's next pitch is swung on and missed during the changeup. White Sox have just one hit since the 5th inning. No balls, 2 strikes. Little looping fly ball is going to drop safely in right, and a run will score. Waters crosses the plate. Fermin stops at second. So both Fermin and India with soft singles. And now Bobby Witt Jr., who has singled twice, doubled once, scored twice. His double in the 6th drove in a run.
One more hit for him would tie his career high for hits in a game.
So runners first and second, a run in. Witt takes a little bit low, ball 1.
The last time that Bobby had 4 hits in a game was last July against the White Sox.
Of course.
Of course. He's really pummeled them.
Boy, he has. This pitch is low, and the count is 2-0. And Schuster now, having given up 3 consecutive hits. 2 of them rather soft, but they count nonetheless. The 2-0 pitch to Witt. Strike on the outside corner. Royals now with 7 runs on 15 hits. Schuster to Witt, way high and outside with a fastball. So it's a hitter's count. Gentle breeze has been drifting in throughout the game, coming in from right field. Here's the 3-1 to Witt. Big swing, and he just nicked it foul. So now full count. Witt goes through that same routine between every pitch. Big deep breath, slaps his batting helmet, twirls the bat, and rips a drive into deep right field. And it's going to drop on the warning track. Here comes one run, everybody running in tandem, and they're going to stop India at third on the double by Bobby Witt. So it's a 4-hit game. Royals now battering the Sox. It's 8-0. Biggio is going to run for Witt. So Schuster, after finishing the 6th inning by getting an out and then allowing just an infield single to Garcia in the 7th, has given up 4 consecutive hits here in inning number 8.
16 hits for the team is one shy of a season high. Royals had 17 hits on Sunday in Baltimore when they had the franchise record 7 home runs.
So after a mound visit, Vinny Pasquantino steps in against the lefty. It's apparently up to Schuster. There's nothing doing in the White Sox bullpen. This game is long gone, so now Vinny hits a little dunker into center field. That's going to drop for a hit and score yet another run. So you'd have to be honest and say that the hits that Schuster is giving up here in the inning are basically bloops over the infield, dropping softly in the outfield. But they sure count. That's just the ability to make contact and put the ball in play. And now that's going to be all for Schuster. Yeah, they're going to have to use a position player here. It will probably be Amaya.
Well, Denny, you've pointed out in the past, when a game gets to a score of 9-0, that's the same score as a forfeit when that happens. Not that they happen in the major leagues.
Yeah, and the White Sox really have never been a part of this game. They got a base hit to start the game. Remember? Roth singled on the very first pitch.
And nothing came of it.
And it's been all downhill from there, and then the Royals have just kept pecking away offensively. And have now have scored 9 runs on 17 hits. So
this has been the kind of performance that it's felt like the Royals were capable of in this series against the White Sox. But you'd been waiting for, especially the big hits, especially the 2-out hits. The Royals had just barely edged the White Sox the first 3 games of this series. 3-0, 2-1, 4-3. Now, this is a little different. This is more like it.
Yeah, the Royals have had, well, they've had hits in every inning. And you were talking, Jake, about stranding 1 runner in each of the first 7 innings. No more, no less. 1 in each. Now they have runners first and third, and there's still nobody out. And the position player, Amaya, is going to pitch to Salvador Perez.
What's interesting about the White Sox, well, they haven't won that many games, sure, but they haven't been blown out all that many times. They've only had 9 blowout losses this year. This is the first time they've had a position player pitch this season.
And a swing by Salvi, and he fouls it off. Salvi, his first 2 at-bats, RBIs. RBI double his first time up. That was, now he hits a fly ball to right and caught out there by Maton, but that will score a run. It's a sac fly for Salvador Perez. So India makes it home, and Royals now with 10. It's a 3 RBI game for Salvi, and he has 20. Now Garcia fouls one down the left field line. Michael Garcia, a big day. His triple that drove in 2 runs in the 5th inning really broke the game wide open. It was 2-0 at the time. It became 4-0, and that was the game basically. There's a pitch that missed outside. Popped up short center, everybody chasing it, and the second baseman makes the play, and so out into center field for that popper off the bat of Garcia. And so there are 2 out.
And Schuster's got to be thinking, geez, was that easy?
Yeah.
Isn't that always what happens?
Sure.
A pitcher struggles to get any outs, and then a position carrier comes in and lobs it in there and just gets the outs.
Now a fly ball to center off the bat of Michael Massey. In comes.
It's uncanny.
Yeah, it is. So we go now to the 9th. All Royals 10-0.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
9th inning, Royals lead 10-0, and Steven Cruz will finish things off here. This call to the bullpen powered by Wholesale Batteries. Any battery, anytime, delivered anywhere at wholesalebatteries.net. So Cruz will face Vargas. Garcia is now at short. Biggio, who ran for Witt, is at third base. Maton at the plate. Nick hitting 170. Cruz delivers way low and inside, ball 1. The White Sox, and we've talked about it earlier in the series, with such a tough season last year, finishing with 127 losses, or 121 losses, and 41 wins. The most losses since 1900. Strike called. 1-2 on Maton. The White Sox last year started the season 3-22. And then they suffered through 14 and 21 game losing streaks. Fly ball left field, and then comes India to make the catch. So Maton retired on a fly ball to left.
I Remember, they lost 4 straight games going into the All-Star break, and then they came out of the All-Star break losing their first 17.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? They won 5 of their last 6 games, and they were 15-10 in September. And then there was probably cause for optimism. And that's a decent month. 5 over 500. Caro at the plate and a swing and a miss. Caro is 0 for 1 with a walk and a single. Switch hitter batting left-handed, swings late, fouls it off. And 1 ball, 1 strike. Ten to nothing. Royals will sweep the series. Fly ball center field. And caught by Waters. And there are 2 men out.
There are some people that'll say, or that said about the Royals' record last year, yeah, 86 wins, but 12 of those wins were against the White Sox. And yeah, it's true, but you still have to beat the team in front of you, no matter what their record is or how their season has gone.
Royals will make it 6 in a row, and Roberts swings and fouls it off, strike 1.
And 10 in a row against the White Sox.
Mm-hmm. Royals now have won 5 consecutive series. They'll have won 9 of their last 10 games, and a strike reduces the game down to 1 pitch. And the Royals with the win today, 15 of their last 17. They will be 15-5 here at Kauffman Stadium. Pitch low and outside. Royals now, with the win today, have won 10 straight against the White Sox since their last loss, which came in April of last year. So they are really dominating Chicago, and there's a swing and a miss, and that's the game. And the Royals, just to sum things up, have now won 11 straight games against Chicago here at Kauffman Stadium. So the Royals win it 10-0 to win all 4, and we'll be right back.